Hello, you okay? Just give me a few minutes. I'm just getting my YouTube and stuff set up. I hope you're alright. Thank you for the heart me, Rose. I'm just gonna share it out to the ladies. I know Gypsy Toe is probably asleep. There's a couple of things she's asked me to bring up. Hopefully she's up before I end the live and she can come and say it for herself. But what I'm going to be doing is, morning Boston, hope you're okay. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to Alicia, happy birthday to you. So it is Alicia's birthday, please wish her a happy birthday. Today we are going to be replaying Sheena's live from last night. I'm going to try let it play out, it's 6 hours. I'm going to try let as much play out as I can without saying anything. But I have got some stuff to say, not gonna lie. Right, I've missed the first half an hour out because she gets some phone calls from her son. And yeah, she doesn't really say anything like too important in the first 30 minutes anyway. So we're starting from 24 minutes in. I'm gonna hit play. I might pause just to, it's Alicia's. I might hit pause just to welcome people in. Hey, babe.
Oh,
Hey. Right, I'm gonna hit play. It's not my birthday, it's Alicia's. My birthday's 8th of April. We got a bit. Right, it's gonna be a long road, so I'm gonna hit play now. Let me know if you can hear it and all of that. Quit. They were like, fuck this noise, I'm out. They were like, we ain't doing this shit. April Swin. I'm joking, but and then I had someone send me the phone call with the racist comment. All right, let's just, sorry, I'll try not to do this too much, but just to catch up to speed what we have missed in the first 30 minutes. She's essentially saying that she felt a little ambushed on Keisha's panel. She went up there just to test out her new implants because she's been advised to not read captions and to try and listen to people instead. So she says that's why she went up there, and that at this point she's not heard any calls. And she feels ambushed because she's been asked to respond to calls she's not listened to. But equally, she's been around for long enough whereby she doesn't believe a word any of us say. So if we told her the sky was caving in, she's going to need to check that. But if any of her original core group tell her something, she's going to instantly buy it straight away. So she's saying that she got sent one of the calls, and that basically the girl she's friends with spoke to her after that live and brought her up to speed. So that's about where we're up to, and we're going to keep listening. Morning. Morning, John. Racist comments. I've only heard one. I don't know if there's more than one, but it was very jarring for me to hear those things from anybody. I don't care who you are. And so, anyway, I talked to Gypsy yesterday, and I was like, I mean, how do we go from here? Should you come on my panel? Should you not? Should I just be like, fuck y'all, whatever? I mean, what should we do here? We need to think of how to approach this. And I, after our conversation yesterday, thought, you know what? It doesn't matter. Some people don't accept her apology. Morning, John. Hope you're okay. Kai said she doesn't, and that's okay. Morning. I mean, some people are going to, some people are.
You okay, Jan?
Yeah, no, I just feel stupid because, first of all, I had a meltdown on live, which I never do, but I did. I was so mad, and then go try to go there and let them see the human side of it, because my kids and everybody else. That yeah, I feel stupid. I should have never went up there, but I was pissed.
I understand that. I think it's quite triggering. I listened to maybe like 50 minutes of this live this morning, and I was like, I am actually so mad. And just what I was seeing last night as well, I just want to point out, during K-Max live, as far as I'm aware, it was a panel full of white women.
Exactly.
There was 3 separate black people on that panel who tried to speak, and everybody else felt their voices were more important. Gypsy Toe was repeatedly muted and kicked off the panel. Michelle Bolden and myself are not friends.
No.
But she is a woman who has a right to share how she feels.
You see what she did, Casey did to her?
Yeah. I was absolutely appalled by that, but I put it to the back of my mind today and I thought we'll address it today. And then I started listening to this and just the whole thing's got me so angry. So
yeah,
we're going to keep playing.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, you're good, Jan. I wanted to say morning to you.
Love you, Jess.
People are not.
Love you.
I don't think, yeah, her and Ken are fine. I don't think there is a right move at this point. I don't know. I just don't know on that. So I decided I'm going to go live on my own. I don't ever need anyone. I don't need Gypsy to come on my panel to defend me. I can do that myself. But I want to make it very plain. I do not condone what was said in those calls. I don't condone hurting someone who's already been hurt and their ancestors have been hurt and they're already in a marginalized community. I'm not okay with that, and I don't stand on that. So let me make that very plain. And then let me do the but. This is not the girl that I know. I didn't know her when these phone calls were made. When I said there's prison culture, that was not excusing it away. That was just saying, I mean, like I said earlier, I had a friend who was in prison many years, and he was in the Aryan Brotherhood in prison. And so years ago, we had...
I agree. I do agree. The excuses are sickening, and as it got further in, I got angrier. I can't fucking lie. I cannot lie.
Talked about, how they have groups. And then I have another friend who I had to cut off our friendship 4 or 5 years ago, but he was so dear to me until he did some stupid...
With the greatest of respect, Sheena comes on these panels and holds these lives, and she says a lot of words and shares a lot of her own experiences. But I just want to ask, what the fuck does any of this have to do with Gypsy Rose and what she said in prison? The words sound good, but is it just a deflection? It's all right sharing your experience. We're not here for your experience. And why does Gypsy need to come defend you? She's the one caught being a racist.
Shit, when my daddy was sick, and I couldn't do it. But anyway, who was always in and out of prison. I mean, he's an addict. Not shocking there. He came out of prison one time with a swastika on his chest. And I knew that's not the person he was. And I'm like, what in the fuck? And he was like, in prison, you got to have your group, And when we would go out in public, I would be like, God, please cover that shit. Because I didn't want anyone to think I'm with this guy who's cool with the big old swastika on his chest.
Right. And that part I have to pause on because I have issue. Whenever they went out, she was like, please make sure you cover that. I don't want anybody to think I'm cool with somebody having a giant swastika on their chest. So you only care about other people's opinion of you. You don't care about that symbol on his chest and what that means and the harm that that symbol has brought around. You don't care about the history behind it, because if I saw that on somebody's chest, I'd probably want to carve it off them. I'd feel sick. I wouldn't care what anybody else around me thought of me. It'd be about how I feel about you in that moment. And would I want to fuck with you anymore? And the answer would be no. Every time, no. Sorry, I didn't mean to invite you, call to serve. I know it's hard to tap on this layout, so if you want to come up, just let me know in the chat and I'll let you up, or one of the mods will invite you.
Who's cool with the big old swastika on his chest. And I knew that's not who he was. But so I was saying that. I was not saying it's okay what was said, because it's not. I was still having to process it because, guys, my children are of a mixed race, and they have been discriminated against for that. And I was even, I remember I was at a red light and I had a bumper sticker on my car years ago with my husband's state and the Mexican flag. And the guy beside me at the red light said, "Fuck Mexicans." And I said, "I do, baby." But you get what I mean? My children, my son was in 7th grade. And this boy kept bothering him and calling him my wet, you know what. And so my son took a water bottle and chucked it at him. And my son thought he was going to be in trouble. And I told my son, "You are not in trouble."
My issue here is with all this being like the flooring laid for the rug that's about to be put on top of it. These experiences being shared, these stories being shared with the class are so she can sit here and say to everybody, "See, guys, I completely understand where you're coming from, what you've been through. I get it. However, here is the rug on top." And that is going to be Gypsy's justification. Gypsy's get out of jail free card. That's my issue here. I can't stand it. Oh, there you go. Hey. Morning, Nicole.
Oh, good morning.
You okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. It's just, yeah, it is wild work. My coworker is an African American man, and I was like, I said, I belong to this really wacky online community, and there's a bunch of white women arguing about racism. You should hear it. I didn't want him to hear it because, good Lord. The answer, the bottom line, first of all, Sheena doesn't have friends. These are people that she obsessed over. And yeah, exactly. If somebody I knew came out with a SWAT, I would be like, "Okay, bye. Never want to associate with you again." Don't say, "Oh, when we go out, make sure you cover that up." No. It says something about who they are.
I understand some people may need to do certain things to get by in jail. I'm probably going to side-eye you because I'd probably rather get my ass beat than have something like that put on my body.
There's a man who, I'm sorry, keep going. There's
I'm going to give you a fair chance to get it removed. And if you want to keep it on you, then yeah, like go fuck yourself. Bye-bye. Sorry, what was you going to say? No,
I'm sorry, I was interrupting. There's a great documentary I was telling Wild Bird called Erasing Hate. And a gentleman who was in the neo-Nazi movement here in America was, he was done. He was done with he realized what was going on. He reached out to a gentleman in the African American community, and he said, I'm done, I need help. And the Southern Poverty Law Organization, which is a hate group watchdog organization, helped him. They paid for his tattoo removal because he had thick black racist on his face.
Yeah.
And they said, if you're willing to change, and you have to really be willing, we will pay for your tattoo removal. So it's possible. You ask for help, like anything else.
Yeah.
If you want real change.
But I think the thing here
These
is
are all
that,
just
you know,
words. This is all just
yeah, it
nonsense.
is. And it's all right sharing your experience, but when people last night
Sure.
actually wanted to come up as a black woman, as a member of the black community, as a black man, when they wanted to come and share their experience, firstly, I watched Sam say in chat, I can come up and speak. And I didn't see anybody respond to him. He must have requested because he ultimately ended up on the panel. But for me, at that point, everybody else should have shut the fuck up. Dreamer's storytelling isn't important because Dreamer's bound to say something stupid. So shut Dreamer up and let Sam speak. Let him share his experience and tell you how he feels. And if people are angry, like Michelle Bolden, if people want to go up there and yell and feel a type of way, that's purely because you people have defended Gypsy Rose all these years. And now we're hearing some of the most abhorrent things that we could possibly hear. And we already expect you to defend her. You defended her for Schmurder. Of course we expect you to defend her for this.
Right.
So of course
I
she's
mean-
angry. Let her be angry. She's every fucking right to be.
Right. Right. And you are not in a position to tell her how to feel.
No, you're not. Absolutely
Sorry.
not. Yeah,
But
I'm gonna keep playing. But
Okay, yeah, go for it.
it's maddening.
And the principal said, well, he's suspended for 3 days. I said, try it. Fucking try it. And the other boy, nothing was going to happen. I said, nope, try it, bitch. Bring it.
Claire,
You're not
you and Mom.
suspending my kid for defending himself against racism and then letting the other kid slide. So that's very minor compared to what some people in the African American community have gone through. But I've seen my children hurt by things. I can't even pretend to imagine what it is to be black and have to hear those things and how hurtful that must be. But I also know this person is deeply remorseful. And she wrote an apology.
Go ahead, Nicole.
Sorry. I mean,
You're
my
okay.
God.
It's
Deeply
maddening, isn't it?
remorseful. Bitch she's in defense. She's in like survival mode.
Uh-huh.
That's it. There's no sincerity, no actual, like, I don't believe a word this bitch says ever because she's not proven herself to ever be trustworthy. So why would we believe her? Especially when, what's her first post about her hair? How about saying, I'm going to sensitivity training, I'm going to therapy, I need to get offline.
Caramel or brunette?
I'm going to school to learn
You
a
want to be
trade.
both? What the fuck?
You can't be both, right?
Nobody fucking cares what colour you want to dye your hair. We want to know why you married a PDF, why you tried to get him off in a classroom full of kids, and why you are a full-blown racist. And I have got, at the end of what we want to listen to, I've got a question for Sheena, for Brie, and also for K-Mac, because K-Mac was saying this isn't about Gypsy. I don't want to talk about Gypsy. I want to talk about pancakes. So when we've got done listening to this, I've got a question for those ladies. I'm going to say this quite clearly. After today, I don't feel any need to open my panel or my live streams up to these women anymore. And I will not be doing so. From this, I'm so fucking done entertaining those
You
people.
can't argue. You can't argue
can't.
with fools. Wise people cannot argue with fools. It's like trying to tie, it's like they say, a fool cannot untie a knot that a wise person tied. It's pointless. And I don't know what I guess it's an innate human need to want to try to get your point across and to get somebody to understand. Why bother? Why bother?
Just a point, because they're going to talk about in a minute. They're going to talk about hypocrisy and who stands up for what. And I can see quite a lot of names in this chat and on the panel as well. They bring up the situation with Sheena's granddaughter a couple of weeks ago. Can I ask, does anybody here still fuck with Madison?
Nope.
No.
Is she even online still?
She is. She's going after Coco now. But before that, did anybody fuck with Madison? No. I side-eyed Madison back from her sending a package to Dreamer's house because, I've got morals. I could sit and name how many situations where this community, the anti side, have mingled with the pro side and come together because something has happened that we don't agree with. We've come together for outrage. Maybe not everybody has, but for the most part, a lot of people here will call shit out. So to be sat there like, you guys don't hold anybody accountable, bull fucking shit. You can sit and cherry pick all you want. We have all done that. The only time I've stopped doing that is when I got sick and tired of you guys not holding your friends accountable. After 3 years of stepping up every single time something goes wrong and speaking out against it, eventually you get tired when the response on the other foot is crazy to see. There's just I can't even vocalize. I'm going to shut my bitch ass up and play this because they get me to the point of anger that I don't even make sense.
That was her way, I think, at the moment of thinking of handling it the best way she could. Whether you accept that or not, I can't tell you to do that or not. And secondly,
thank you, Vanity.
Nellie wanted to once again, insert herself into the
Nellie. I am tired of hearing about Nellie. Nellie and Pancakes are like these guys' Joker cards. I've told Nellie she's wrong more than once. I know Gypsy Tale has told her she's wrong more than once. Other people in the community have said they don't agree with certain things she said. She said sorry. What more do you want from us? You want us to evict our friends from the Big Brother house and tell them to go away and not come back. But then when it's your friends, it's, well, we've spoke to them in privately. I'm not going to put them out in public and hang them out to dry.
That's my favorite. It's I spoke to them. Yeah, but this is a person who wants to be a public figure, to be, is chasing it all the time. So I don't care about your fucking private conversations and how she's different in private. Fuck you. Yep. That's ridiculous. She's showing who she is with these private quote. She was dumb enough and got comfortable enough to think that no one was listening to these phone calls. So who you are in private is who you really are.
I agree.
And that's who she is. And can she change? Maybe, but it would take a lot of fucking work.
Well, we're going to come on to
not showing us change.
We're going to come
showing
on
us her goddamn hair.
Yeah. Because
and she's going to school for makeup or something. Oh, she doesn't think that's going to be work? You got to hustle.
Who's going to want their hands on their face? Let's be perfectly real.
That's another thing. But I mean, go for it. Learn a trade. Again, welding. How about that? There you go. I'm a welder. You wear a mask, no one sees you.
On the North Sea somewhere, away from...
I'd say learn to code, but you could have passed jail math.
Well, back to Sheena. Hey, Boston. Good morning.
Yes.
Hi.
Excuse me, I have a screenshot someone sent me. She was in Cook's Live last night, I believe. It said she wanted an apology for her mixed autistic children. Well, bitch, let me tell you this. You need to be apologizing to your children. That's what needs to happen. Just saying.
Morning, Coach.
I don't know why she wanted to turn this into her and get up on Keisha's panel and lie again. I don't know. And she said, Sheena said she's trying to process things. I am. This is very hurtful for me, guys. I mean, I'm like jarred by this shit.
Do you know what I am? People like this make me embarrassed of my own race.
Oh, I'm embarrassed to be white every day. Are you kidding me? It's like, Jesus Christ. It's the excusism. Just say it's fucking wrong. And I'm so hard of hearing, I'm really sick of hearing, they use the hard R. I don't care how it was used. I don't care if they put a W in front of it like Gypsy did. Stop. It was a dehumanization tool. All right?
It was.
And I don't know how else to explain it. And, and it's not just once. It wasn't just once. It was over and over and over again. And and then forget about the other stuff too that she talks about. I mean, she's a disgusting human being. She's a deviant. Okay. I just saw the post about her underwear. Did you see that one?
No.
She loves the smell of her own dirty underwear.
Ugh,
And she
God,
would wear it she'd wear the same underwear for 2 or 3 days and then smell it. And she just loved it. Yeah.
I
It's
did
disgusting.
see
Roll up. Thanks a lot.
yeah, right. Cheers, Nicole.
Yeah, thank you. But,
I did see a quick call. Obviously, I'm mainly focused on this at the moment. The other calls just seem a little bit, I'm trying to process the ones I've already listened to, but I heard a quick clip where her mum, she's talking about a baby doll. I think I sent it to Keish and I said this might be a good video to play. And they're talking about pictures, her and Ryan, of Dee Dee and Gypsy. And Ryan says she's hugging the shit out of this little baby doll. And Gypsy goes, yeah, my mum had to throw it in the bin because I used to hump it. Oh, what? Girl, what?
I mean, everything goes back to that with her.
It's
I
disgusting.
mean, it's so gross. And I mean, and again, she was so innocent. Remember in Life After Lockup, I don't even know if I'm a sexual person. Listen, girl, if we didn't have, definitive actual proof that these were real, I wouldn't think they were real. I'd be like, there's no way somebody's like this. There's no way people like this exist.
And that's the thing.
This isn't real life.
This is the huge difference between, and I think Cook said it the other day, it's like getting a little frustrating him from so many white people about this. And I get it, because this is like the tiniest little window. For me, I said this to Gypsy Toe, this is the worst racism I have ever seen in my entire life.
Me too. And that's, yes, where I'm from, racism is systemic. It's everywhere. But this blatant, I don't see where I'm from.
No, this
Boss
is
and I are from the same place.
For us, this is a little window, a tiny little window into what people do have to experience every single day of their lives. Every day.
Walking down the street. Sorry, it's you as a white person, you will never know what it's like. That's when we say white privilege. Oh, I wasn't brought up rich. No, that's not what white privilege means. You can walk down the street, no one's going to side eye you.
Yeah.
That's what it means. Okay.
I think it's so frustrating. And the fact that multiple voices were shut down last night. Again, I don't care if Michelle Bolden wants to yell at you. Like,
let her do it, for Christ's sake.
Let her do it, because, oh my God, right, let's just play, because we'll...
Yeah.
Jarred by this shit.
Oh, hold on, Kai wants to come up.
Put it on 1.25 speed.
Okay. And Coco.
Sheena just loves to wax poetic, too. She just goes on and on about her feelings, how I feel.
Hey, Kai. Hey, Coco.
Hi. I didn't know I was up here. Hi.
Do you want to stay up here, or do you want to take it down?
I can stay up here. Sorry.
And I just got to say this just to get it out. That, they constantly go back to the same thing. Kai say, blah, 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 this, that, the other. I mean, what Sheena did to my husband, if I dare mention that, I'm being a victim. She doxed my dead husband and said horrible, disgusting things about him. Well, but I'm not allowed to say anything. I'm not allowed to say anything.
They say something that, I'm going to play it because they say something and it just triggered, what your situation was, other situations, Pretzy's situation. And by the way, I don't fucking like Pretzy, but Pretzy's situation. So I'm going to play it and I'll pause it when we get to that point.
Jarred by this shit. Like when you hear things like that, I don't care who says it, it's just really jarring when it's not something you're used to. And I don't know anyway, I needed a minute to think things through and process things, because I knew things had been said, but I didn't actually, know what till I read them, and I was still sitting in it, I guess you can say. So, you had 3 weeks, Nelly, to process that shit. You had 3 weeks to come out and say you were lying on us. So I don't know why in the fuck you're trying to make this about you right now. I just don't. So having said that, I do not condone racism in any form, period. I just don't do it, people. And because this is my friend, it does make it more personal. So I am not going to crucify her publicly, which is what people wanted me to do yesterday. I won't give to you what you can't give yourself, Starlight. You've never been outraged about any fucking thing that's ever happened. I don't even really consider Starlight to be a member of this community per se, because she's never here.
Just pausing to quickly say Starlight is our leader. Fuck you.
When fuckery's about, I always figure her as kind of a YouTube personality. I don't know if I'm wrong in thinking that way, but like, you only insert yourself in when there's trouble afoot. And you have sat by while some foul ass shit was said and done. Shit you did yourself that was foul. Never any outrage, never nothing. So don't look at me for it. And secondly, I didn't make any racist statements, nor would I toward anyone. I didn't do that. So I'm still not understanding. Well, yeah, I do understand why people were coming at me, wanting me to be accountable for things that I didn't even have any part of. I mean, if you ever hear me on a phone call saying that shit, then you come at me. That wasn't me.
Holding you accountable for the hypocrisy, not the racism.
And honestly, I agree with what Starlight said. None of us really give a shit what you say or think, because we already know that 6 months down the line, you're going to be still defending this woman. We're just laughing, really, at you. We're outstanded by the audacity of you. That's it. We already know what you're going to say. You defended this woman for orchestrating her mother's unaliving in her own bed while she slept. Nothing's off limits, right?
Real quick.
Yeah.
Alicia, happy birthday.
Oh, whose birthday is it?
Alicia's.
Oh, happy birthday, Alicia.
Phone call. Another point I was thinking.
What'd you say, babe?
Trying to finish up here so I can go home.
What? I can't.
She's at work, so
Oh, she's at work. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
when she's finished, we're going to hold her alive later, I think. So keep an eye out for that. Right, I'll hit play.
About too was, if Gypsy had said these things to someone in this community a month ago, a year ago, whenever.
Megan, I think when you say everyone had to deplatform Madison for Sheena, you're right, but mostly it was a want to. That was disgusting. It still is disgusting. It's, completely off limits. And I think for 99% of the community, we've always said that. Anytime anything like this happens, we've said that that's fucked up.
I think there would also be another space in my mind to be like, fuck that noise. But these are phone calls that were gained through the Sunshine Law, the Freedom of Information Act. They were brought to this app. All right. You went looking for that.
If the live goes down, I'll just switch over to my poll account.
You brought it here. So to me, it's not like she was sitting here on a panel saying these things to someone. I think there would be a lot of space in my head at that point to be like, okay, no, fuck this shit. So you went looking for something.
Hi.
Is this before I went up or after?
Before.
Okay.
Before, girl.
I didn't hear all of this, so I just want to make sure.
I've not got to your point at all yet. I didn't even hear that when I was watching on my own. That should be interesting.
Wanted to look for something, you found it, and now you're outraged and you want me to go along with your outrage. And I am not going to participate with people that are of no value to me. I'm speaking right now to my friends, my community that Bree built before I was even here, to say, if you know me, you know that I would never condone or stand on racism or any sexual things toward children, period. Am I clear on that? Because somehow I know whatever I say is going to get twisted to where I am deflecting for Gypsy or I'm covering for Gypsy. I'm very clearly telling you I don't condone what was said, period. Gypsy knows that. Gypsy,
And how many people have told you they don't condone what Madison did, or what Pancakes did, or what Mimi did, or what Cajun Navy Jen did, or Pretzi, Becca Scoops even. And I don't remember Becca saying any of the stuff she got called out for on a panel.
They were trashing people for whoever is friends with Skip, you can unfollow me now. You're a scumbag. Guess who's talking to Skip again? And nobody cares.
Aaron, sweetheart.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And you know, and here's the thing. We're supposed to forgive Gypsy for her past, but everybody else's past is being brought up
Yep.
and they're being crucified for it.
You can't sit there and say that this happened in 2023 because
That's not that long ago.
by that logic, anybody who gets convicted of a crime that happened historically, we should just let them go, right? It was historic. We didn't find out about it there and then, so
Exactly.
there you
It changed.
Yeah.
Let them all out.
go. Different person now.
Or he murdered 15 guys and ate their, livers and kidneys, but he's changed.
Yeah,
It's fine.
and like Megan said, some of this wasn't even that long ago. Like Gypsy,
No.
those prison gates are racist, are full
Barely 3 years ago. Yeah. Right. And moved in with Ryan knowing who Ryan was.
Yeah.
So am I, Megan. I'm very consistent in my opinions.
Me too. People
Very
have called me Two-Face before. I'm like, how? I say that. I've
Well,
never
you
changed.
know, they'll try and say Gypsy wasn't hurt, she didn't experience things, we're more mature. They'll try and excuse all of that. They've literally got a fucking excuse for everything. It's madness.
We've heard her talk, and she has talked about things that I don't know about, and I'm 51 years old. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Damn, that's a thing? Ew.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, stop it. Stop excusing her as this childlike person when we hear her. We hear her. We hear her when she thought no one was listening.
To me, it's more about just the racism.
Yeah.
She's a pedophile.
It's everything. How do you get lower? How do you get lower? Explain to me how you can get any lower.
Right. I mean, but they're saying that, okay, they want to excuse her being a, 1 second.
Or, unless she hurt an animal, and I don't put that past her. That should be the next thing that will come up. I mean, I'm not surprised by anything anymore. Anything anymore.
What Bird said right there, they infantilize her and she loves it.
Yeah, they infantilize her. Yes. Yeah.
And it is a kink for her.
It is. And the fact that she looks, because she's so short and has that voice.
Yeah.
She's able to play right into it.
I'll wait for Kai a minute before I keep playing because she was just about to say something.
Okay.
And they did say on the live last night that Ken and Gypsy are fine, so I guess he's okay with all of her comments too.
Okay. Yeah, they're always fine, aren't they? They're always fine. Yet to see them together. Ken hasn't made a statement, but they're fine. Because they live with them and they know.
What did you want to say, Coco?
I forget what I was going to say now. I'm sorry. My kid distracted me all the time.
Segregation
Fine.
American
Doesn't mean
segregation wasn't
together.
that long ago either.
Oh, no, I remember now.
Was it less than around 60 years ago?
Wait, Coco remembers. Say it before you forget.
I'm not Coco.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kai. I'm sorry.
Go, Kai, go.
I see the bubbles. I can't see anybody's picture.
I can't see the bubbles either. All of our boxes are white, but Jess's.
Right. I'm sorry. It's very
I
white
thought
in
that
here.
was my phone. Okay, but my thing is like with okay, fine. Not for me. Everyone knows I don't excuse racism. Okay. They want to excuse racism? Okay, give that a pass. How can you guys excuse her being a pedophile or having those thoughts?
Yeah.
How can
That
anybody
was Ryan,
excuse
not her. That was Ryan, not her.
No, it was her.
Well,
I know.
Kai,
I'm telling you what they would say.
They will try and skirt over that because with the racism argument, they can pull examples out from this community where people have said the N-word or said things that are racist. There's nobody in this community that they can reference and say, well, what about them when they did this? So they've no defensive argument for that. So they're not going to mention it. They're going to skirt all the way over it.
Oh, it's mentioned. Keep playing.
Like
okay.
I bring up what I said just now whenever I went on panel, but like my thing is okay, fine. You want to excuse racism? Okay, fine. You want to excuse the crime? Okay, fine. How can you excuse the fact that they have those thoughts around children? How can anyone excuse it? That's how P3DOs are made.
Right. And the fact that if that, like, think of it, ladies, I mean, we're all women here. If we had a guy who was in, even, I don't care if he was in front of the kids, but in a school doing what he was doing while you were participating, how would you be comfortable with that? Would you be okay with that?
Be a big fat red flag. I'd be running to
I'd
the local
immediately say,
police
we're not doing this.
department.
You are at work. First of
Yeah.
all, even at work, but you're at work with children? No. No. I have a moral compass, and that it does not involve you getting all schmexual in a place where there are mostly children. And if she couldn't say that to him,
You know,
I'm sorry, there's just no excuse. There's no excuse, not in my book.
Okay, I'm gonna hit play.
Opinion is very remorseful, and you know, when you do things, sometimes there's consequences.
Hold on,
and,
I got
and here we are.
Give me a sec.
And so Steph Tone was like, Sheena said, I don't know what you want from me. Then what did you want from me? Well, again, I don't think these situations are comparable, because Nellie brought this situation into our community and completely lied on us. These are phone calls that were gained through the Sunshine Law that people are listening to. So I'm not sure how to draw that parallel. Amelia, I know you'll tell me how to do that if I'm wrong. Or Crystal, somebody.
Well, there's a huge difference, Sheena. Nellie is in the community, and Festering is in the community. Fun Times is in the community. Ghost Watcher now. And these altercations happened.
Say. This happened in the community. And it should.
I saw somebody mention the Chewy and Sal situation. Both people in the community. What people aren't realizing is just because you live, not you, just because people are living and breathing Gypsy Rose, watching her every move, reliving her content, stalking her whereabouts, does not mean that she's in your community. You went and you requested her emails. You requested her phone calls. You went chasing this information. And now you're expecting an apology. She did not sit there and call up people of color in this community and say these things. Do I
Trust me, I've got something to say, but I'm going to let her finish.
think it's disgusting? Absolutely. Do I want to hang out with her? No. I'm not her friend. I'm not
Sure
even
you
with her
don't.
on this app. What I'm saying is they're acting like it's somebody in this side or that side in a mutual Discord server that did this to somebody. It's somebody who they are actively following their life.
I can't fucking wait. I can't wait. Right. I want to bite my own tongue off.
To the spiel.
So when when Brie decided that she was going to go after Becca Scoops and expose her to everybody the first time round, she went to Twitter, her old Twitter account. She went to external sources. She went to news articles about Becca's deceased ex-husband. None of that was information that we had. None of that happened on a panel. None of that happened in front of our face. And none of it was said to anybody in this community.
Thank you.
By Brie's own words, would you not want to know if somebody's racist? I will go and look into people because I want to know if I'm hanging around with somebody who's racist. I want to know if I'm associating with somebody who's a little fucked up.
Thank you. Why do they not get that?
That's Brie's words. I've always disagreed with Brie, and I've always said, no, we shouldn't look into people. We shouldn't look into them.
Oh, my whole past was looked into and used.
Exactly, Nicole.
Like, where I worked when I was 19? And, where a picture of the bed that my husband died in? But, no, you don't care about me. I'm the one who's obsessed with... what? I mean, fuck you. I mean, this is so dumb. I can't even, again, you're dealing with absolute stupidity here. And there's no, when you're faced with this kind of stupidity, you're just like, I can't believe this is real life. And you're speechless, at least for me.
Well, I mean, for me, I kind of want to know, I've been wondering for a couple of weeks, I've been getting a little fed up of it. Like, the anti-Gypsy community is its own little community in their own right. Yeah. It's people who dislike Gypsy Rose. That community came forward. The pro side began as Gypsy's PR team, let's be real, to try combat what everybody on the anti side was saying about Gypsy Rose. So they came and inserted their stuff into our community where we are entitled to have an opinion on somebody who wants to be a public figure, somebody who is a schmurderer.
Right, exactly. It's a case that's very interesting because now we are learning way more about it.
Yep.
Than it was originally presented.
And they'll sit there
That's
and like
why we're not
Aubrey.
obsessed with her. We want her to go away. And what would you guys do if she went away? What would you guys do? What would you guys do if we went away and she went
Aubrey
away?
will
What would
say
you do?
things like, "This is a 10-year case." How long ago was Charles Manson? And I'm going to
Oh my
keep
God,
drawing that
40 years,
comparison.
50 years ago? Yeah.
People are
Over
still
50 years
obsessed.
ago.
And last night, I found a couple of prison calls where Gypsy's talking to another one of her exes all about Charles Manson and how she just watched his latest documentary. Again, furthering evidence to her obsession with that man. So I will continue to make reference to Charles Manson because that little cult following that she's got going on, and obviously nobody knows they're in a cult when you're in the middle of a cult.
Right.
That's what's happening. The blind
I didn't.
defending.
How many times? I'm sorry, I keep talking.
No, go ahead,
It's
Nicole.
a bad
We've
habit
got-
of mine. But how many times did she say? She said more than once that she had her mother schmilled, that she'll do anything basically to be free and have her way,
Yeah.
including schmilling her mother. She told that to Ken. She told that to somebody else too. I forgot who it was because she talks to so many goddamn people, all men.
Bev says they're not a cult, they're a coven of 30 people. Well,
Yeah, that's
their
true. There's not that
coven
many.
can stay away. I don't see the point in all of this anymore. If we want to talk about Gypsy for the next 15 years, why should it bother Aubrey Strawberry so much? Why does it bother, when she says, "Oh, it's a 10-year case, you guys." So if you think we're that pathetic, go vibe over there. What do you need to sit and watch for? We're gonna.
Why
do
are you
know what?
watching everything we do?
I think we're near enough at the end of what any of us here actually need to do. Everybody's goal was to expose Gypsy Rose. And beautifully, as Karma often does, she's exposed herself with her own racist words, her own behaviour, her own PDF behaviour. And now external sources, external media, TMZ, E-News, various different other sources are now covering this. And other communities of people are getting a hold of it. So honestly, maybe we won't be here this time next year because she's done cancelled herself.
Right. Hopefully we won't.
We wanted her off social media. And guess what, Sheena and everybody else, you can try as hard as you want. That girl's done.
Oh, yeah. And she
There's
did it to
no
herself.
comeback.
It's no one's fault. It's not whoever FOIA'd these things. It's no one's fault but her own. She did this to herself. I mean,
Yeah.
she was in jail for 8 years. People go to med school for 8 years and wouldn't make the same amount of money she thought she was going to make. I mean, come on. And she's spending all this money on fucking hair extensions. Do it to improve your life. Not
If I
your
were her,
looks.
I'd be holding on to her money really tightly because lip filler
Gonna
and
go
face
away.
filler, it's not cheap. And you're no longer going to be relying on social media as an income, Gypsy Rose, because that shit's done for you.
It's over and she has no skills, nothing. She's learned nothing. Go to use the money and take a fucking course. Again, welding. I suggest you learn to weld. You can wear a mask. No one sees you.
Well, as more people come to hear like these calls and the racism and the PDF stuff.
Did you say welding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn to weld. No one would see her. You have to wear that big old mask. There.
It says, back off Susan Boyle, that's my profession.
Oh.
Kai
Okay.
wants to be a welder, so.
Again, I would respect her if she got any job. Cleaning toilets. All right. I wouldn't respect her, but I'd be like, all right, at least she's trying. At least it's
No,
a
I
hard
don't
day's
put her
work.
as a welder either. Gypsy Rose should not be given a tool like that.
That's true. Oh, you know what? You're right.
We'll listen to a bit more because I definitely want to try get to where Kai comes up. I've yelled myself out for a minute anyway, so let's go ahead.
Kicked out.
Following their life.
Stop scrolling out,
They
Boston.
obtained this information and they heard some really disgusting things. Now there's outrage. Then they came after you because you wanted outrage for what Madison did. Madison obtained pictures of your family members. She made posts. She tagged you. Madison came after you.
Very quickly, whilst we listen, please put a 1 in the chat if you did give outrage for what Madison did to Sheena, if you felt disgusted hearing what happened. And I'll keep playing.
And you said, are we going to stand for this? Well, they said they're not going to do this anymore because you're not going to crucify Gypsy. Again, Gypsy didn't come into this community and start tagging people and say these disgusting things. These people went and found this information and brought it into this community. So this is not the same thing. It is disgusting.
Quickly, AI says, debating if Gypsy Rose's obsession with Charles Manson is a cult. Share your take. Yes, AI, you finally got it right.
But how you handle it with Gypsy is your business. Like, this is affecting people like so much. I don't understand why these people are like, we need accountability. We need all this stuff from Gypsy. Like, why don't you guys log off and like do something productive? I've been here 2.5 years, and all these people do is sit on panel.
Who's that?
That's Erin.
I know it is.
Oh, what did you say?
She's telling us all to log off and leave Gypsy alone.
I mean, I think a lot of people here do productive stuff, and I know I sure as hell can multitask. Shit, I'm doing fucking my acrylic toes right now, so, you know. We're all out here, like, multitasking. This is a little side task. That was Erin Cooks. But if we need to log off, then why are you still here watching?
Exactly.
Her whole job in life is tracking people down online. So what? We need to log off? Bitch, please.
I'm going to say...
She's the one who did all the investigating into my past.
Erin's been a
And
very good
I didn't even
friend.
know that bitch. Fuck
Erin's
her.
been a very good friend to Coco recently.
Yeah, she's a very good friend to me too. And
Yeah, but she
I do have to, for that, I respect her for that. I just disagree with what she's saying. And I think it's wrong to say we don't give outrage, because we did and we do. It's also wrong to say that because this didn't occur on a panel and because it's been FOIA requested, that makes it any less relevant. It's almost insinuating that we're upsetting ourselves, which these conversations should never have been had.
Listening to Nick's calls.
Yeah. Well, they'll all be fine listening to Nick's calls, of course.
Oh, absolutely. They're fine listening to Ryan's.
Yeah.
Or, when Ryan looks bad, it's just ridiculous. I hate that we don't listen to them, but
yeah,
we've heard from a third party that this is what she said, and it's not that bad. Oh, stop it. Sounds
Listen
stupid.
to yourself or don't have an opinion. I agree with
Right.
you.
Thank you.
All right, let's
I've been
keep
here
going.
2.5 years, and all these people do is sit on panel all day, play
Listen, she can't even keep
Gypsy Rose.
She can't even keep her word when she says she's not going to be friends with somebody ever again. So how can you even listen to someone that can't even stay consistent? No. Erin, bye-bye.
I mean, personally, I could never. I saw just a small amount of things that Skip said to Erin, and I could never move past that myself personally. But each to their own, I guess.
Gypsy Rose, make fun of Sheena and Bree, clap back at people that say things about Gypsy you don't agree with. I pissed off Kai and Toe because I said it was prison culture. That was my opinion. I figured she was trying to thug it out because she's a follower and she wanted to look cool there. I don't know the girl. But oh no, everyone's got to freak out on me. Well, guess what? Don't worry about not backing me or having outrage for anything I care about, because I do everything alone and I don't need a single one of you to ever back me up. But don't worry about that. Don't need you.
Well, I know people in Cooks' comments were saying cancel Sheena. There's no canceling me because I'm not a content creator. I'm not even monetized. Like, I'm just a big man.
Bitch, none of us are either. I'm not
Being a
That's
monetized.
what cracks me up. They're like clicks and views. What? We don't make money here.
We take time out of our own days to do this. We choose to do this without
Sadly,
getting
yes.
for it. She's about to say she's just a big fat bitch who sits on the internet and voices her opinion.
Okay, we're all
Same.
big fat bitches who sit on the internet.
Same.
Fat bitch who gets on here sometimes and runs her mouth and speaks her mind a little bit here and there.
Roll your eyes, 40. Roll your eyes. Sorry, Sheena.
No, you're fine. What happened?
I don't know. Some freaking hater down there.
Okay, I want to.
She said that herself. She at Cox the other day. She did say that. I love Gypsy Rose and I don't care what comes out. But what I don't get is they condemn Rogie for saying exactly that. They're like, I'm done with Rogie. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm done with him. That was so ignorant. Sheena's been 50 times more ignorant than Rogie. What?
Address
Idiotic there.
It's just wild.
Real quick, actually, I don't have haters. I have fans.
Because of the stuff he said on the panel he
Got
shared with
cooties,
us.
idiot.
Yeah, you dirty bitch. No, you do not have fans, trust me.
Haiti says why? Because of the stuff he said on panel the other day. Like, he still supports Gypsy. He doesn't really care what comes out because it was years ago and he's not going to hold it against her. Well, that's everything Sheena's saying now. So why are you condemning Rogie and throwing him to the fire, but Sheena's okay? What?
That was Amelia who did that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know any of that, but okay.
Amelia
sense.
also said, fuck off, Dreamer, and an hour later she was like,
Oh,
Dreamer just sent me the cutest message. Ah.
yeah, I heard. I saw a have a seat for Amelia.
Amelia said it, but Amelia sat on panel while Sheena's saying all of this and not saying a word.
Oh dear.
Amelia also said that she would never share space with Morbid either, which there she was last night.
Oh, I can't even listen. I mean, he pipes in. I'm done. I'm out.
Oh, he's coming.
But Sheena goes on Keisha's lives, and I'm sorry, but they need to stop being so mean to Keisha as well, because Keisha's open a space up for everybody. And I heard K-Mac say, K-Mac said,
But they blame her that she allowed this to happen. Well, you went up there.
No,
you went up there voluntarily. No one forced you to go up there, and she was bombarded like we haven't all been bombarded before.
Keisha
Why is she so precious?
her own friends off letting them up there, and like K-Mac saying, oh, this is the only panel where people can have a voice because when you're in Cook's you get blocked before you even come through the door, and when you're in Keisha's, like, it's controlled. No, it isn't. Not at all. People say what they want in Keisha's chat to a certain point. You have to say something pretty bad to get blocked or muted. Her mods aren't just running around rogue like K-Mac's mods do. And everybody gets to come up on panel and have a rebuttal if they choose. So keep being so hard on Quiche and you're going to end up losing the only access to a panel on this side that you can get on.
Yeah, I mean,
leave the girl alone.
But don't cry victim. Oh, that you could have dropped any time if you couldn't. And that's another thing. I'm sorry, if you can't hear, why are you going on TikTok lives? I'm sorry. Let's say we're supposed to be so sympathetic about her situation, which I am. You know, that sucks. I understand, but she's choosing to be here. She's a big girl. They don't give us any kind of leeway or any kind of sympathy or empathy when we might be going through a hard time. So why should we? And probably because usually most of us don't mention it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're the most sickly group of people, according to them. I'm like, everybody over here seems fine unless we get a cold or something. But I don't know what's going on in your guys' lives. I don't know what, I'm babbling.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't block anyone. I know you don't, Karen. You're, you've always been a fair mod, so, and you'll listen to both sides of the situation. But some people over there are just get mod, like trigger happy with the mute button and the block button based on their own personal feelings, where, I'm a mod for Quiche, I'm a mod for Coffee Queen. I don't go around doing all that shit. But anyway, let's carry on.
I have haters, I have fans.
Tina, I know you've had to sit on your hands in more than one of my lives. You've always been so amazing.
If Lawrence doesn't mind, but I think Lawrence was hurt, by what was said, of course. I think people of color have every right to be. And I know that Gypsy reached out to him privately and had a conversation. I don't know what happened in that conversation. She didn't tell me and he didn't tell me. But he just said that he feels like she was genuine. So what she did was she handled relationships privately before she wanted to address it publicly. Some people wanted more out of her apology, and they're entitled to feel however they want to feel. Knowing her personally, I know she was being sincere, but I'm not going to parade around trying to make everybody believe she was. Like, either you do or you don't. And it probably should have been a little bit more, I think, deeper. It could have been a little better, I guess you could say, but I know that what she did say she meant. When Gypsy and I had conversations about this, the one thing that I really, hey, Evie, appreciated was she never deflected. She never blamed being in prison for saying those things. I really appreciated that she wasn't trying to weasel out of it. I also appreciated that she knew it was really, really bad. Like, this is bad. Because as a friend, if people were to just dump me for things I've said and done in my past, I wouldn't have any friends. I mean, I have done some really, really foul things in my addiction that, Jesus.
Gypsy Rose was not in addiction. She was in prison. She was fucking locked up.
I mean, if you guys ever find out, all I can do is own it, but I would hope you wouldn't stop loving me because that's not who I am now. And someone said, you know, that's who a person is and people don't change. And I'm telling you now, my dad, when I was young,
All right, this is the point I wanted to get to, and I think it's a really fucking important question because, like I said earlier, Gypsy left prison being racist, and Sheena and to a certain point Rogie want us to believe that she's changed. Now, I think when you just, and I hate to say that before saying this because it kind of minimises the word, and the word should never be minimised. When you throw around the N-word ignorantly, stupidly, immaturely, like Cheeky did, by her own admission, she knew it was a bad word to get her life shut down. She's a young, it's no excuse, she's a young girl, but she was very immature. Do I think there's actual malice behind her using that word? No, it's stupid and it's fucking ignorant, and she needed educating. This kind of racism that we've heard from both Gypsy and Ryan is deep rooted to the core, and that takes some very serious education of yourself and exposure and learning to correct and change that mindset.
She was probably brought up that way.
I don't think it's an unfair question for any of us to be saying, if you're telling us Gypsy Rose has changed, explain to us how and at what point, what triggered that change. Where did she decide?
She's never done anything bad to me. Well, I hate when people say that.
Well, never mind that, because this affects a whole community of people that are way beyond Sheena and Brie and all of those people. People are going to want to know. That's quite an easy question. She should be able to give an answer. Well, when I came out of prison, X, Y, and Z. I've not, bear in mind her first year out of prison was pretty much documented by Lifetime. I didn't see anything in there that would have triggered this great change of personality and mindset. So if you want to use that as an excuse and you want to justify that by saying she's changed, you're going to have to give some pretty strong arguments as to how she's changed. And I think that's fair.
Now, my dad, when I was young, I was mid-20s, I think, said, I love you, Terry, said something so hurtful to me. It was so painful to me because I was with someone of a different race. We didn't speak for 2 or 3 years. I mean, he ripped my heart out with it. He really did. Like I said yesterday, and I won't go into the whole thing, but I was raised in a really funky religion.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess further to that, I wanted to say this, but I kind of got sidetracked. But further to that, damn, it's gone again. Sorry, guys, I just seen Shortykin's message. No, I can't chalk that to growth either. That's a mindset. And to me, I think it needs to be two different conversations because the racism is one thing and it, you know, disgusting, abhorrent. The PDF stuff is absolutely fucking concerning. Like, I don't even know how to say it without saying it wrong. That needs investigating and that needs looking into properly, in my opinion, because there's so many examples of her enjoying infantilizing herself, saying that setting up a dating site, if they're PDFs, that's fine. Don't worry about that. I'm okay with dating a PDF. But I want to be a mum. I've always wanted to be a mum, but I'm fine dating a PDF. But a black man is not okay. All of that, the baby bottles, the dressing up as a young girl, asking Ryan if they can make the daddy game reality. It's And this isn't kink shaming. That shouldn't be a kink.
Can I fix something real fast? Truth talk.
Yeah.
No, she's not a PDF by definition, but she's gonna become one. This is how PDFs are made. This is exactly how PDFs are made. The talking about it, the fantasizing about it is how PDFs are made.
I think, Hooks, the only thing I'd alter with what you say is take that baby. Take her away before that even needs to become a thing. I think that baby needs removing. And I'm sorry to say this, Autumn, but if Ken is not going to leave her after all of this, then he also isn't protecting that baby. And somebody else has got to step in.
Nope, he's choosing pussy over baby.
I don't know what the fuck is going through his mind, because I genuinely do believe Ken's a good dad. I believe he loves his daughter, but then these are not the actions of a good parent. They're not. Lucy thinks...
I agree, Autumn. I completely agree. I don't think you have to commit it to be considered one. Thinking about it is enough. And Gypsy Rose Blanchard is one. Ryan
You
Anderson
get caught
is
looking
one.
at a real one.
Yeah.
I hope and pray Ken's left with Aurora. I hope that is the case. I hope he's gone back home to his mum, and that him and his family can try and give Aurora a real normal life. Because in my opinion, she doesn't need to be near Gypsy, and she doesn't need to be near any of Gypsy's family either.
Brian Golden is one, and he's one of the people who, that was her best friend in prison. And she sent pictures of her child to him, and he is a PDF.
Well, after hearing some of Sheena's words, we might listen to a bit more. I don't know. It's like 3 p.m. for me. I've probably got 20 minutes till I need to get off. But after hearing their words and how they feel about it, my personal feeling is I don't need to speak to you people anymore. I don't need to debate this with you people anymore. Your morals clearly do not align with me. And say what you want about people from this community. If somebody says the N-word with the hard ER at the end of it, call them out. Because I know the fuck I do. And I know my friends do. And I will always stand by that. But pointing at one racist does not erase the fact that your friend is a racist. And you are choosing to sit here and defend that. She is a PDF. She is all the way round wrong. And if you want to continue supporting that, don't cry when you get called the Gypsy Rose Manson cult, because that's what you are. And we'll continue staying over here, playing our clips and replaying those phone calls and putting it all out there. And you can keep stomping your feet, crying about how it was 3 years ago, so it shouldn't matter.
I will say, Autumn, I don't think Ken knew. Because and the calls I've heard, I don't hear her being a PDF to Ken. I hear her being her true, authentic self to Brian, Robert, and Ryan. I don't hear her doing that shit to Ken. I mean, she's a sexual weirdo to Ken, but I don't hear her being a PDF to Ken, I'll be honest.
I agree. Their calls are a little weird in terms of like potential furry behaviour, but you know, that's not my fucking business.
She said that Ken knew that he was a pedo, and I was just like, I don't know if he did, but apparently he knew. He told Raina that she and Ryan are pedos, and he still got with her and had a child. Oh my god.
I used to listen to people be like, oh, it's a distraction and it's this and it's that, and they want us to stop talking about Gypsy. And I'm not going to lie, I used to think all of that was a little bit far-fetched. But but seeing the way they're still rallying around it, and I'm not going to say everyone, obviously Ray is saying she's disgusted and that she doesn't support Gypsy. Amelia's saying the same thing. I never want to be horrible to anybody, and I never want to be like, I don't want to sit with you because of your friends. But if you can sit on a panel with somebody who's going to excuse any of this behaviour, by proxy, I am going to side-eye you. And I'm going to choose not to share spaces with you. If you can't call it out across the board, then honestly, I can't interact with somebody like that. We don't need partial outrage. It's going to have to be all out in this situation, I'm afraid. So we'll listen to maybe 10 more minutes, see what else they have to say. If you want to listen to the rest of the live, when I finish up, I'll let you know what timestamp we're on, and then you can go watch on Boston's.
Funky religion, like the most foul, fucked up shit happened, and it was always biblical, you know. So, you know, being raised like my mom, you know, she taught us that biblically races shouldn't mix, although she could never show me where it said that. You know, I asked questions. I went to Christian school, junior high, high school. I asked questions. I wanted to know things, and I got branded a troublemaker. Hell, the pastor called me cancer because I had questions. You weren't supposed to question God. But anyway, so she raised us to believe that races shouldn't mix, which I don't believe.
Morning.
But then would say it's no reason to, you know, be racist or hurtful. Or like if we ever said the N-word, I'm telling you, she would have knocked her fucking teeth out of her head. That shit wasn't allowed. She believed that homosexuals were P3DOs. They were perverse. But then would never let you say Q-U-E-E-R or anything against someone because of their race, their religion, or anything. And so that was confusing to me. And then I would go to my daddy's house and he would use words that I knew at home we were not allowed to say. We would get our head knocked off. So my dad, I'm telling you, Alabama is the #1 racist state in the South. I think Louisiana's third, and I forget the second. But it's generational. It's not, racism is not innate. It's taught. And so he had a heart attack and had to have a triple bypass. And I think when you're faced with your mortality, you begin to think about things. And he actually ended up, if you believe in religion, getting saved, and he changed his ways. I never thought that would happen with my dad. Never. And I was so proud of him. As a matter of fact, him and one of the Mexican workers that worked for my aunt were going to go to Mexico and buy a damn ranch. I'm like, who are you and what have you done with my dad? He just changed all that. And he was probably, I'm going to guess, maybe 60 when that happened. So I know that people can change. I know they can. But again, it's my job as Gypsy's friend to be honest with her and, you know, to tell her when she's fucked up, you fucked up. And
you're not a friend, you're a fucking fan. Because a friend would pull your friend to one side and say, this is fucked up. I cannot stand by this, and I won't stand by this. I'm not going to hold any live speaking for you in this situation. You're going to have to do that shit yourself. I wasn't present when you said that shit, and I'm sure as hell not going to be present when you defend it. That's what a friend would say, Sheena. You're a fan.
You fucked up, and it's my job to tell her what I think about things. It's my job to also say that I see someone who is still growing and still learning, and I will 1000% believe that she's truly remorseful. Again, not because these are public now, but because it's just not the person that she is today. And you can take that.
Grandma's babies, what I can promise you is she won't come on my panels anymore. And if she comes on any panels I'm on, I am going to drop. Because as much as I've got so much I could say to these people, and I could argue with them about this until the cows come home, they make you lose brain cells actively as you are talking to them. Because for all the sense you can make, they'll throw some nonsensical bullshit at you, and it ends up making you question your own fucking point and where you even started. So going forwards, I will not engage with these people anymore. Not in comments, not on lives, not anywhere. I would have more success spending my day watching paint dry.
Not the person that she is today. And you can take that or you can leave that. I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. But let me again say that doesn't excuse those things that were said. I understand that was extremely painful to people of color, and I have no right to tell anybody of color how they should feel. So,
sorry, she's getting sent song gifts. I'm really sorry that these calls have got you feeling like that. And that's the wider effect that these people aren't fucking realising.
what was that?
Oh, I'm sending a gift. Block that person.
Let me turn my captions on.
You block that person that's sending a gift.
I've never seen that before.
I've never seen it.
Okay, I guess somebody's trolling her because every time she tries to talk, they send her this gift, song gift that's like, "This is the quiet I'm begging for."
Who's finished? What is that thing? Is that like a gift?
It's a gift. It's cute. Someone named Kathleen something. Start the live over.
Jesus.
This is annoying. It's making my ears hurt.
I know I'm gonna have to try and skip past this bit. Whoever did that is silly at the time, but fuck you for the replay sake.
Fuck, man.
We're gonna skip to 50 minutes.
And then Pancake says, I guess when they were talking about me, since your daddy owned a plantation, are we serious, homie? Are we serious, Pancakes, homie? You know what I'm talking about, homie, don't you? I thought so. You keep it up and you're going to get exposed. And I'm not playing with you people anymore on that shit.
Again.
Oh, I
how
come up
can
shortly
you
after
try?
this.
Sorry, go on, Kai.
I come up shortly after this.
Oh, yay, we'll stay for this.
I know I come up.
Can you try and like point at Pancakes after saying Gypsy's my friend and she didn't say it to anybody in particular, and I'm going to defend her, and I'm not going to. I'm sat on panel with my friend who is wearing Pancake's face right now. You think we excuse that?
No, they talk shit about me. I wear Pancake's face though for a reason.
Again, you can't point at one racist and just try deflect over there. That's all you're doing.
Said.
It's deflecting.
You can't sit there and say Pancake's is racist and then say Gypsy's okay. She didn't mean it. She learned that in prison. That's not her. We had to teach her. We taught her the ways. No, that bitch was like that before she went to prison.
She was, and you know, somebody just in chat just mentioned Andre. I feel so sorry for that man. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, because none of them are fucking talking about this. But
it's not just about Andre, though. She does it to more than Andre.
She does, but imagine how Andre now feels.
Yeah.
He's not engaged to Mia.
How Mia feels, how Andre's family feels.
Exactly. He's going to be carrying that on his shoulders now, though, because he's got his loyalty to his family and all of that to consider versus his love for Mia. And he's been put in this position because Gypsy Rose is a nasty, jealous ass little bitch.
Yep. I agree.
Top shop.
Playing with you people anymore on that shit. Don't talk about my daddy. You didn't know him. I don't condone anything that he said or did racially that was wrong.
Wait till the live she
I've told him
spews
so
right
many
now. You're
times
gonna
to
get
stop
mad.
it.
What you saying?
I said, just wait, listen, you're gonna get mad. She's about to spew some lies.
I'm going to bite my tongue then, because I want to hear you go up. I know you'll clock her, so it's fine.
I don't clock her on
It
this
was
camera.
very
I come up
hurtful for
after
me.
she says these lies because I was streaming it in a Discord and I'm like screaming at Bird and Pura and Puff like, I'm gonna go up, and then they requested me to come up, so I went up.
I got a restriction, but they didn't shut me down. Hey.
Wasn't me. Hey.
You don't speak on him. You didn't know him. I'm very proud to be his daughter. I'm proud of the person he became. And let me correct this as well. My grandfather nor my father were never in the Klan. I said my dad was a card-carrying member. That's an expression meaning that he followed basically the same ideology of hate and, certain races aren't welcome at his house and just all that stupid shit. But he was never in the Klan. He was never wearing hoods, burning crosses on people's yards and shit like that. So stop making shit up. And Amelia, Crystal, I'm trying to see who else was in our phone call.
What's up?
Am I leaving anything out that I need to cover, or have I pretty much covered it?
I don't think you're leaving anything out. I want to say that you mentioned that Steph Tone asked, well, what did y'all want from me?
Millie, you're welcome to obviously be here. Everybody's welcome to their opinion, and that does include Tina. If she wants to feel how she does about Morbid, considering he's still supporting some of this, you know, she's entitled to feel that way.
We wanted people, what we wanted for Nelly, and what we want for anyone who's doing something that's wrong is for someone to just say, hey, we think that's wrong, and also expect your friend to not do the wrong thing again. And even though I don't personally think that Gypsy's apology was enough, her friends have addressed it with her and told her that they think it was wrong and that it was hurtful to them, and she made an apology, and she's not continuing to say racist things. Now, that's their opinion of it. And that's not what Nelly has done. Nelly has doubled down, lied, made excuses, deflected, and all this shit about her behavior. So that's what the difference is here. Yeah. So although I don't think Gypsy's apology was enough for the people that support her on a public platform,
the part where her dad, that she said her her granddaddy or one of them wasn't in the KKK yet.
She didn't, but I already knew that because Gypsy Toe told me when she first heard her say it. I'm sure she won't mind me saying, but her dad actually lived through segregation. Yeah, like we've had that conversation. She's told me this about Sheena before.
Yeah, well, Sheena comes up on, I don't know if she said it yet, but she says in this live that her daddy wasn't a card member and that they wasn't like that and they couldn't say the N-word and all this. And I'm like, you came up here and said your dad was a proud card holder.
Yep.
You came up here and showed documents that your granddaddy had slaves.
That's disgusting. Okay. Why would you be proud of that?
But do you guys remember that? Because I do.
My God, I didn't watch that live where she was doing all that.
It was more than just one live. Like, she had documents saying that her granddaddy had slaves.
If I ever found out that any single family member of mine, that's me disowning my entire lineage. Like, change my surname, bitch. I don't fucking want it. I want nothing to do with that. Never mind coming up here and showing it. Are you okay?
Then she had it was not just that. Like, she said her granddaddy owned slaves. Her dad was a proud card member. And she wanted to find the card because he had a card for the KKK or whatever. Was I dreaming?
No, bitch, you weren't, because I got a whole voice note about it. Hey, Kenneth.
Because why? She goes up on this one and she lies. Like, no, Sheena, I remember you saying all this stuff. You saying that your family was racist. So, what the? Sorry, I don't know. She says it soon. I don't know if it's soon. I don't know if she repeats herself a lot of times. I know they talk about pancakes, and then eventually I come up soon. But she just aggravates me. Why?
Kenneth, I'm just checking. Did you mean to come up? I don't think he did. I'm going to stick him on mute just in case. No, he didn't mean to come up. That's okay. You got to make sure. Yeah, I seen that, Coco. All right, let's
or anyone that supports her at all, it might be enough for her friends, but that's also still the difference. And people want Sheena to have outrage right now. But the only reason we never had outrage saying, okay, cancel this person and everybody stop being friends with them and never speak to them again and take their lives away from them. No one's ever said that. I'm not saying that about Ryan Anderson now, but it's just that we wanted people's behavior to change and to apologize for it. And I can't deny that Gypsy has done that. As much as I don't like her, she has done what I wanted to be done for Nelly and for anyone else being homophobic, racist, ableist, stuff like that. So there's that. Steph, there's your answer to that.
Can I say something just really fast? Sure. Sheena was talking about earlier, they went looking for something to find, and this is my opinion alone. I don't feel like they were quote unquote mad when they found these phone calls. This is what I think. I think that they were like, yes, here's something we can go after them for. Finally.
Yeah.
Because that's.
How do I say this? Fuck you. Because some of those calls have made me feel physically fucking sick.
Yeah.
I always knew Gypsy was a piece of shit. I didn't need to want her to be anything. I always knew she was. I never thought she was a racist. I never thought she potentially harmed kids. And I never wanted to believe that of a human being. I don't want to believe that any human being is like that. But your friend just reminded us all that there are people like her. None of us are happy about that. Believe you me. Ugh.
Finally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's exactly what they want. They want Gypsy on a panel and people screaming at her, and they just want her berated. And I'm not saying that nobody deserves to be berated on a public platform in front of thousands of people, but that's what they want. That's what they want Sheena and Bree to do, is to get on a public platform and scream and holler and yell. I think that if Gypsy were to be acting like Ryan Anderson right now and denying it and twisting it and playing the victim, that there would absolutely be way more fucking. I mean, first of all, I'm going to give the outrage. I'm going to continue to give it. But I think that if she had been behaving like Ryan Anderson or the way that Nelly has done, that Sheena and Bree wouldn't be cool with it. That's what I think.
Right.
Are you good? She's been even more brazen, and actually she's just been a big baby. She's scared. That's what she is. Ryan's just cocky. He thinks that he can just blow this all over. She knows what she's done is fucked, and she knows she is going to get backlash. But what she has done is posted about a baby, posted about her hair, made an apology, deleted her Instagram, reactivated her Instagram, whatever she did with it. Privated, deleted, reactivated her 9.5 million follower TikTok, made an apology on there, not with her own face or her own words, not looking at the camera and giving it any kind of attempt at half-arsed. No, she got ChatGPT to write her up a little fucking paragraph. She posted it to her TikTok, and then that was it. She spoke to Sheena on the phone. She spoke to Bree on the phone. That's not fucking accountability. She's been brazen. That girl doesn't give a fuck. She will be back posting about her next lot of fucking filler in the next week.
Right. I think they would be like, no,
Just before I accept, American Honey, do you mean to request up?
Gypsy, actually, you're fucking wrong. If Gypsy were to come up here and make excuses and lie and say that's, and do all that shit the way that Ryan is, that they wouldn't be okay with it, period.
No, they wouldn't, and I know that for a fact too.
Can I just check, is Angel Maria a pro? No worries. If she is, would a mod mind blocking her, please?
I wanted people to understand when Gypsy and I talked about it, I wasn't like, girl, that was cute. That was years ago, girl. That's prison culture. That is not how our conversation happened at all. It was very open. We've always been able to talk openly and honestly with each other. There's no pretense. And so I told her it was hurtful for me, especially having kids that have lived through things. And again, I don't want to. African American community has been hurt for centuries at this point. And there's no, the histories are not the same. Okay, hold on. Inactivity, what's that about? What the heck was that about?
Oh,
it said your live has been inactive, so if you don't act, you got 5 minutes or we'll close it or whatever. But anyway, so I'm not trying to compare histories or anything like that. But, I talked to her about how my children have been through things. As a mother, that's painful when your children have to live through those things. But what I won't abide by is, like I said, my thoughts today were, okay, you know what? If this is a game we're playing, you want to talk about... Hold on. I've lost my... Hold on.
The only person who views this shit as a game is you, Sheena. This is no game. This is real life. And guess what? In 2026, I'd like to think that we should speak up against this kind of stuff. For somebody who yells about speaking out for racism and children, you're awfully quiet when it comes to your friend. So many excuses, very little substance.
If you can see it. There we go. And then there's the piece that goes on my head. So.
I managed to block her as well, so she got 3 times blocked.
Give me 1 second. It fell off.
I will, Heather. I don't think she forgot, though.
Michelle, that part, exactly.
Sorry, it just fell.
And Salty Carolina Girls, 100% right. There would have been no apology had the calls not come out. It would never have been mentioned.
Off, but like I said, my intention was just, and I have the clips of like when Nicole told someone to pew themselves in the head, and Starlight sat there and never said a word.
Speaking of, actually, when these calls started to drop, do you not think that Gypsy should have called her friends who've blindly supported her on the internet and said, hey, I've been thinking, and actually, in a lot of mine and Ryan's calls, I said some stuff and I'm really not proud of it, but I'm just giving you guys a heads up that this is probably going to come out and you guys need to be prepared. Maybe she should have gone to Mia and Andre and said, this is what's going to come out and I feel like a piece of shit. She didn't. She waited until it got put out there. She hoped it wouldn't, but when it did, she offered an apology. That is not fucking accountability. These calls have been getting released for 3 weeks now? Maybe even longer.
And Starlight sat there and never said a word about what was said about Crystal's children. I mean, like the list went on and on and on. And I just thought, you know what? If this is a game we're playing, we can play the game because nobody gave any outrage for any of that shit. But I thought, as I was sitting in KMAX Live, you know what? I can do that later because people that know the hypocrisy around here. And I don't want this to take away and seem like I'm deflecting onto that when I just need to be sitting here telling you guys how I feel. So, again, I'm going to be friends with Gypsy. That's not going to change. And I think the sooner that people on that side can accept it, the better off they'll be. And I've said that before. I'm not just going to abandon a friend when they have fucked up hardcore. I'm still going to be there for them and love them because I'm telling you, I've been given grace many times when I know I didn't deserve it. And my friends didn't abandon me for that. You know what I mean? So let me make this plain. For you, Kaisu, earlier I said Starlight has never stood on anything. And I said, and Kaisu, and I immediately thought, that is wrong. And I corrected myself. And so I want to say that here as well. Kaisu has stood up for a woman running around, a white lady running around trying to pretend she's of a mix. Well, is she mixed? Is she biracial or triracial? I've lost count. To cover up for saying that word. And Starlight, Kaisu also stood when my grandchild was weaponized, and I won't forget that. So to say,
I genuinely feel like over the years that side has manipulated our morals. That's how I feel. And I'm tired of people using my own morals against me.
That Kaisu has never stood on anything. I shouldn't have said that. That was a mistake on my part. I immediately corrected. So again, Starlight was in the comments of KMAX Live. I want some outrage. When you give a little for the least little fucked up thing that's been going on around here, I might give you some. But until then, don't ask me for what you can't give. I'm not going to crucify Gypsy publicly. It's just not going to happen. So if that's what you're looking for, you're not going to find it with me. Again, it doesn't make it okay.
I'll translate that for everybody. I'm a fangirl. Gypsy can do no wrong. And I don't stand on shit.
I can't imagine. And I really didn't want to, go into her family part about it because I feel like that's personal. But I can't imagine, what her sister may have felt like when she heard those things. I'm sure that was very painful. And her fiance. I don't speak on Andre because I've never met him. I don't know him. He seems like a very fine person. And he didn't deserve that. And Gypsy knows that. And that's something that she needed to handle privately and has. But I also think this, and this is not about Andre. Ryan Anderson was everyone's fucking hero. And poor Ryan, Gypsy left him for another man and blah, blah.
Ryan was nobody's hero. Ryan was just some guy that we felt a little bit sorry for because we felt like he'd been used and abused by your friend. Now we all know better. It didn't take most of us long either. A lot of us clicked on before these calls come out. But a hero, girl, please.
New shit about him. I don't like him. I have never liked him. I will never like him. And I saw his intentions immediately. If you watch the show, you just see it. Okay. So, having said that, you just, when I say you, if it pertains to you, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Again, the point flies straight over Sheena's head. Why the fuck was somebody who'd just been released from prison being paraded up and down a fucking red carpet in a pretty dress when she is literally a freshly released convict with a reality show? None of that was right. What are you on about Ryan's intentions for? None of them should have been there in the fucking first place. The whole thing was bizarre.
So you hailed him a hero. You're gifting him, this poor guy. And here we are. You didn't know anything about that man, but simply for the fact that he was connected to Gypsy Rose, you put this guy up on this big...
Gypsy's a murderer, she's homophobic, she's transphobic, she's racist, and she's a PDF. I think that literally ticks every box on the list that you could tick of being a piece of shit human being. And this isn't just us saying it. You guys can get mad. You can try point at pancakes. But where's the pancakes in TMZ? Because they're reporting on this too. So's E! News. It's everywhere. External media sources are now reporting on this. So who are you going to point the finger at over there? Just curious. Let us know. Or don't, because I'm done listening to you.
Big old pedestal. Not knowing a damn thing about him. And here you are. So I'm just saying, you know, when you are hailing people as heroes and all that shit, and you don't know who they are, maybe, you know, I'm trying to answer Kai Sue's question about P3DO shit. Not acceptable. Never has been with me. Never will be. Never, never, never. But I tried to say about him as well, you know, that he's a racist. And I didn't push hard for that because it wouldn't have mattered because I was the one saying it. But look how long he got away with homophobic shit against Ken. And people laughed at it and never called him out on it. And
Isn't Morbid sat on your panel right now, Sheena? That's a little hypocritical of you. Who was holding most of those lives about Ken, can I ask?
Was Morbid up there before I got up there?
Yeah.
I thought he came up there after I got up there.
No, just sat there quietly on the bottom box. He might drop before you come and then come back because he's not saying anything anyway. Yeah, exactly, Lucy. Gypsy was the one who started that rumour.
And that's kind of what I can't connect right now. Maybe somebody on panel can help me out because I know sometimes my thoughts are everywhere. Yeah, you can come up, Kai. Oh, you're asking her if she wants to come up. If you want to come up, you can come up, Kai. That's fine. I heard you were yelling at me yesterday. Made me have to fuck you up. But honestly, when we had that live with, I don't think I have comments filtered. Do I have comments filtered? I don't think so. But when we were on the live, when Mimi said that fucked up shit about...
Good catch, Megan. How did Sheena know Ryan was racist? If she'd never heard about these calls.
My grandbaby. And that fucked up shit about Dank. Puffy and Kai and Keish had my back on that. And ever since then, I actually personally have not said anything about Puffy, like, you know, about acting fat and all that. I haven't done it because I appreciated them doing that. But yeah, you can come up, Kai, but don't yell at me because I won't.
Sheena, what time do you have to get staff? What time do you have to get staff?
What'd you say, Aaron?
What time do you have to pick up staff?
I gotta leave in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
But I can drag my iPad with me.
All right. Just put on the gingerbread.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right now so I can do something else. If you guys want to talk, I'm about done, you know.
Am I up here?
Yeah, you're here. There we go.
Sorry, I was streaming your live, so. I'm not gonna lie to you about it.
Who was streaming?
How do you feel about what? How do you feel about this live? Yeah.
I don't care if people stream.
I know, that's what I don't care if you did.
I don't think that's fine. I'm not somebody feel that.
But my thing, like for Sheena is, it wasn't just Ryan who was having the P3DO thoughts. Gypsy did too. And I just want to know how, I understand you're her friend, how can you excuse that?
To be specific with the P3DO
several times that
because I'm kind of sick and tired of people
anyway.
minimizing like real serious children crime.
Okay, there's
You can say creepy or weird shit, but
I hear it,
like
man.
you take it to a level that is serious is
okay. Let me
not cool.
Let me tell you, Morbid. I heard calls where she was talking to. There was one. I know it was Brian for sure. She's just telling, and she was very proud of this joke. Was What do you call a 14-year-old girl who wears tank tops and booty shorts? What does anybody call that? She says asking for it, and that was the funniest thing to her. I've heard them talk about how 12-year-olds having crushes on Ryan, that's adorable and cute. No. But if she was 18, let me finish, please. But if she was 18 years old, she would be hiding in the bushes for her. It's not jokes. It's sick. To me, that's sick.
I mean, we will all agree with that. That's
I know. I was
absolutely
reading the chat. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, it's absolutely inappropriate.
Yeah, and then also morbid, the classroom. Gypsy and Ryan were on a phone call where Gypsy was touching herself and Ryan was touching himself in a classroom full of children, and he got off. And so did she on a phone call. It's not okay. It's disgusting.
I was asking about that call. Is it definitive that you know 100% there are children in that room? Or are you just speculating that there
I have to go
now,
and actually
regardless,
listen
it's
to
a
the call.
disgusting thing, and he should never teach at a school again for doing
No, I
anything
agree.
like that.
I have to go
at
listen to the
employment.
call to answer that for
Yeah.
sure. And I've asked
I
her
tried to listen to that call. I couldn't distinguish were there kids there.
I
or
haven't
not.
listened to it. I don't have the call.
Regardless, I agree. It's disgusting. It's like he should never teach again. But that's a huge thing, though. If there really was children there, then of course that's a absolutely.
I mean, I've heard calls where he did answer and he was.
Again, sorry to like pause whilst Kai's up there because she's clocking it. But why is it only disgusting for him? Whether the kids are in the classroom or not, why is it only disgusting for him? I find them both repulsive.
I agree.
Talking to a child that was taking retakes, and it was on the phone, and him and Gypsy were going mwah, 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 and being weird and shit. And he's like, "Hold on, I need to talk to my wifey and shit." And that's not sexual, but it's just I don't think he should ever work with kids. But there's different people. It's not just with Ryan. Is what I want to put out here is we can't just say she was like that with Ryan. I've heard her be racist against Mexicans with Robert in a call. I've heard her say sexual things about children with Robert and make jokes about children with Brian in calls and. Fucking the sexual shit she wants to do. Well, Ryan wanted to do in front of the kids. It's all connected to who she was before the crime too. So I think I'm not okay with people. I don't like them playing the call where he put stuff in his butt. I don't think that's important. I think it's funny. It's content.
Before the crime, you didn't even know her before the crime.
I've seen. Okay, but I've seen. Hold on, Belinda. I'll answer because I've seen the stuff that she was fucking posting. We all have all of the shit. We've all seen the text messages. We've seen what her and Nick were fucking doing. It wasn't just Nick. Everyone says that she was like that because of Nick. No, she wanted fucking Robert to be her dom. But remember, that was Nick. It's all, if you have to, I can't argue with you. That's your guys' friend. You guys believe what you believe. But for me, the calls are important because it shows Gypsy's the same fucking person she was before she committed the crime that she is today. And these calls aren't a decade year old. Some of them are, but some of them are 3 years.
You don't know this person, so how can you say, that's not understand about you people. I don't understand.
None of you would have heard this. None of you would have thought Gypsy Rose was racist and never would have heard her say those words because you wasn't in those private phone calls. Gypsy never thought that the public would hear those calls. She knew.
Kai, let me interrupt you. You and I had a conversation. When was it? I knew a lot of things that she had told me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she never thought it would be brought public, but that was the reason that I was saying Ryan is racist because of the conversation she had now. I don't know if someone said to her, you should have told people about this before these calls ever came out. I mean, really, who wants to confess their deep, dark, shitty secrets?
You've got people out there.
You don't believe anybody's ever going to find out anyway. I mean, why would you do that? You get what I'm saying?
But she's over here. Defending.
Because that's what true repentance is. That's what true accountability is. And true remorse. I'm pretty sure it's part of a program where you go around and make amends to everybody that you've harmed. Even if they don't know that you harmed them, for your own clean conscience and the ability to move forward as a new person, you go and admit what you've done to people and you take accountability for that. I guess it's just you guys, though, that think you can bury things deep, dark down, and as long as nobody finds out, it's fine.
She shouldn't have had us out there defending her. She shouldn't have had us out there defending her against those secrets when she knew that they were true. That's what I have to say about that. My thing is you can't expect her to, she's saying those things to Ryan, to Brian, to all those people in prison because she's comfortable with them. Those are her safe people. She's not saying the same things that she's saying to you, Belinda, you, Sheena. She's not saying that stuff to you because she knows that you guys aren't going to fuck, you guys might not fucking support her if she's like that.
I don't personally talk to her privately.
No, I'm not saying you do. I'm just using
examples. I'm not going to judge somebody that I don't know.
But those phone calls are her.
You can't sit and say she's vile and disgusting and you don't want to talk to her and you disown everything she's done and said but you're not going to crucify her for it, because that just sounds like you're faking outrage so you don't have to be held accountable.
She's not thinking that anyone's listening but fucking CEO. She doesn't think that Mia's going to hear these phone calls. She doesn't think her best friends on right now are going to hear these phone calls. She doesn't think anyone's going to hear these phone calls. That's her her as a person. That's who she is. She's not acting. She's not pretending to be somebody.
But I have
That's
to
who
say
she
on that,
is.
I'm not going to sit here and tell my friends shit that I did a few years ago, because that's not who I am anymore today. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sit there and tell them. I mean, I've done some dirty shit in my life. I've hurt a lot of people, but I'm not going to sit here and tell my friend, hey, guess what? You know, if they find out, of course I'll own it. But why would I sit there and do that? That's not who I am anymore today. So why do I have to do that? But we did have a conversation where some of the things that were said in these phone calls she told me about, and she was bothered by them.
People can change.
So you
I
guys
have a question,
keep talking,
Belinda.
and I'll do the best
I have a question
can,
for you, Belinda.
But I'm going to mute.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you think people
Do you guys have pedo hunters over in the States?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So we have them a lot here, and especially like in the north, there's a lot of different agencies and groups that will go online. They get tipped off by members of the public. We think this person's such and such, and then they'll lay a trap, and one of their decoys will message that individual and see if they'll bite. I'm telling you, if there are any of those groups in your area or any you follow on Facebook, I think they both need to be alerted. I think they all need to be alerted to both Gypsy and Ryan. You can't sit there and say you can't just like accuse somebody of this shit, because if nobody was ever accused, nobody would ever be caught.
what do you think people
And I did years ago to people, because I don't think I have to. Speaking for myself.
But this isn't 10 years ago, Sheena. That's what I'm trying to get at. The calls with Ryan, they're less than 3 years ago.
Yeah, I get it. I'm not excusing it. I'm not saying it's okay.
And that's not just
but
the
it's
calls
not the
about the
person I know
racism.
her to be at all.
Okay, if you guys want to excuse the racism, okay, that's fine. Okay, let's just put that out. Let's go to, since everyone's we're already past that. Let's talk about the calls where she is doing that, talking about fucking the kids and shit. Let's talk about the P3DO shit. Is that okay? Do you think P3DOs can change?
No, I don't think P3DO shit's okay. But
Do you think
I
no,
haven't
that's not my
heard
question,
any of
Sheena.
this stuff.
I asked if you think they can change. Do you think that P3DOs get better?
Some don't. Some do. Some don't.
In my opinion, I don't think any do, and I think they all should be in a chair, if I can say that on here, okay? I think that's disgusting. I think if anyone who has thoughts against children, they need to be in a chair. No, it doesn't matter. Like, you can't change that. Okay, I know she was like this before the crime, and she's like this now. That is all I'm trying to get at. That's all. I think not everybody, because I think I don't know. My goal is to show everybody that she's the same person she's always been. She has never changed. I think, like Amelia said, I think her apology is bogus.
I think it's not enough. I think it's
But
not
I don't
enough.
think you could ever apologize for having the thoughts of a P3DO. I don't think you can ever apologize or ever make that okay.
I get it. And like I said earlier, are you talking, Amelia?
Go ahead, Shannon. You're fine. You're fine, Shannon. You go right ahead.
I'm just saying, I'm not going to run around TikTok trying to get everyone to accept her apology. That's a personal decision for everyone. For me personally, I know her. I love her. I believe her. And that's where I stand. But I still don't agree with what was said, period, ever.
You're making it comfortable for her to return, and that is the problem. For me, that's the problem. Like, you're laying the groundwork for other people to sit there and go, oh yeah, this isn't that bad. And, she didn't really do anything wrong. Every single person should be standing up against this behaviour. Period. There's no ifs or buts about how long ago it was. It's just wrong.
I'm not going to say it's okay. I'm not going to make excuses or deflect for it.
Yes, you are.
It's just not fucking okay. It's not. But again, I've been given grace many times in my life, and if I didn't believe her, I wouldn't give her grace. But I believe her, and I believe in her. I want to say this without coming off as
I'm getting really angry. I don't know how much more of this I can listen to, because I don't give a shit whether you think it's okay. I'm concerned how the parents of those children that went to that school feel. How that child, his ex-girlfriend's child, feels. how the nephew feels, anybody else who may have been exposed to that kind of shit. Oh my God. I don't care. Nobody cares if you care, Sheena. Nobody fucking cares.
Without coming off as an excuse. That's what I keep saying in my head. People are going to think I'm excusing shit, and I am not. But this girl was abused her entire life, commits a heinous crime, goes right into prison, comes out of prison, hasn't been out of prison long. So,
can we get a 1 in the chat if you've been abused, please? Sorry, I know that's quite brutal. I can't listen to that excuse. She was abused her whole life. Well, no, she wasn't, firstly. But secondly, I was abused all my life. I ain't fucking racist. I'm not a convicted murderer. I never went to jail because I turned my life around before we got to that point. And it would never have been for something like murder, especially of my own mother. How fucking dare you, Sheena? That's invalidating to every single person who's been through abuse to sit there and try and use that as some kind of a fucking excuse.
So she still is growing and learning. And this is a huge, huge, harsh, hard lesson that she's having to learn about her actions. Yep. I can't fix that. But I can tell you, I'm not the one who made those comments. I didn't do that. So when I was being come at yesterday, you know, I don't know what people are even talking about. And, you know, why am I supposed to answer for shit I haven't done? Okay. And I just, I'm
going to do a Sheena and I'm going to use my own experience here for a second, because go back to last year when me and my friends were friends with 2 girls, and I won't drop any names, but when we were friends with those 2 girls, they were saying things that were very distasteful on panels when we were not there. Like for me and Amy, we would be asleep because of time zone difference. And a couple of other people just wouldn't go in because they didn't, you know, they knew something was going to be said. So stuff was being said on panels where we weren't at. And I started to think, I can't be okay with this because it reflects on us all. Every time I share a panel with you going forwards, it reflects on me that I would approve of your opinions. And that caused some behind the scenes discourse, which ended in us ending our friendship. We did try to speak to them and say, this kind of language isn't okay. We're not on board with what you're saying. But ultimately, they weren't going to change their behaviour, so we ended the friendship. This is wild work from Sheena. I actually can't play anymore. I think I'm done. These people are fucking insane. If you want to keep listening, Boston's got it up on YouTube, and we're at 1 hour, 19 minutes. I think Kai's already dropped at this point. Have you dropped, Kai? Are you already dropped at this point?
No, I'm still up. I don't drop until Crystal comes up. And she brings up the R word and how she thinks the R word, saying that me and Puffy saying the R word is the same as people who murder or people who touch children or people who are racist. And I lost it all train of thing and said I had a phone call and left.
I'm going to keep playing them because I want to try and listen to that. I at least want to hear your part out because you are... Right, let me keep going.
Understand that, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, if I had been the one saying it or doing it, yeah, come for me, come at me, but I didn't. And I'm still learning these things that have been said. Like, there's P3O shit that is what you're calling it. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I said that yesterday after you left Keisha's. I said, you know what? They're not listening. She probably didn't hear it. And you know, when she does hear it, just like I said, I bet Bree's hurt because she has mixed nieces and nephews. Not saying anything negative. I'm just saying, I bet she's hurt. I said, once you hear the shit about kids, you're probably going to feel some type of way. You're probably going to be hurt. I said that. Bree, I'm telling you about Bree. Bree will not ever excuse or stand for something she doesn't feel is right. Period. I don't care who you are. And I know that Bree's had private conversations with Gypsy as well. I don't know what all was said, but I know that Bree made her feelings and thoughts very plain on it as well. Neither one of us ever said to Gypsy, it's okay, or excused it or anything. I can assure you of that. Because if you are a friend of someone, you should be able to be open and honest with them. And I know Bree.
True change and personality transformation does not come from somebody who still has their friends around them supporting. I've been at that point I've had to lose everything and everyone to truly understand the gravity of my situation and make amends and change who I was as a person. While ever you're sitting there and holding her hand and going, well, this is my experience and this is how I feel because of this, but don't worry, Gypsy, I'm still your friend. What's she got to learn? So that's just the way I feel. You're still enabling her. Anytime you sit there and say, I'm going to be your friend regardless of these calls, that's enabling her. She ain't going to change. Morning, Keish.
No, Bree is that kind of person as well. She's going to tell you that is not fucking okay and it's not cool.
I just think I'm the type of person who I could never have friends in my life who are like that. I think to excuse now, hold on. I think to excuse her crime, that's one thing, but excuse the. I know you haven't heard it yet, but the people who have to excuse the P3DO, sorry, the P3DO shit and the racism shit. I could never.
Okay, when you're referring to the P3DO shit, what's like? Do you have specific audio where they are?
I can go find all the calls.
I wanted to say earlier, one of the things, I mean, Ryan specifically asking Gypsy if she would mess around with him with the kid in the room as if that's what he wanted as a fantasy. That's one thing right there. That's against Ryan. That's
okay. That's creepy and weird, but that's not P3DO. You guys are really watering down that term.
P3DO, that's P3DO.
No, you have to be attractiveness to minors.
He's gonna get
Okay. In fact, let me just Kai's got it.
turned on by a child being in the room. That's
what he said. Wait, that's what he said.
Yes, Morbid.
He said, I'm turned on when a kid is in the room.
Why would you want to?
Or are you just saying?
Okay, Morbid, I have a question. So, is your thing able to get hard if there's a child in the fucking room?
Well, of course not, but I'm just saying, what was the context behind it? Because you guys are saying P3DO. Do you know what a definition of a P3DO is?
It doesn't need anything else. That man asked if they could do sexual things with the kid in the room. How is any of them able to have any shit fucking like that?
It's disgusting and inappropriate. But please, I'm just asking you, do not water down the P3DO term. You can use other terms to describe that, but do not water down the P3DO term because that is serious crimes against children. Don't disrespect people, kids who have actually been victims of that. Please, that's all I'm saying. So use other terms to describe that. You're welcome.
Who's yelling?
Fantasy of it.
That's what I was about to say. He has thoughts. I can't say the words on here without getting the live taken down. But is that better, Morbid? Sorry, Amelia.
It's much more clear, yeah. But still, I think it's to go straight to that. What I hate is when people go straight to that because it shouldn't be that. There's other ways of describing it than, and of course, right here we're thinking. Of course, we're saying it's inappropriate and it's unacceptable. Personally, I think that's way unacceptable.
Yeah,
but again, I don't want to diminish that term PDF.
You're saying that you don't want to say it like that because
other ways to talk.
Okay, so why the fuck did you say Case molests his own child then, Morbid? The message isn't consistent throughout, my friend. It's not fucking consistent.
For a long time. I've been waiting to talk for a long time. Hello, can I please talk? My hand is raised.
You guys keep the conversation going because I've got to go get staff. So go ahead, Amelia. Sorry.
What term should we use for Ryan Anderson then for his behavior?
Well, not that term because again, that just makes a mockery out of that crime. It's very serious. So just don't use that as a way to express yourself. And that's, because it really is not fair to those who actually are victims of that crime.
Okay, I think that there are several issues that have come up with Ryan Anderson specifically that have to do with children. And it'd be great if we could figure out what word's going to be acceptable to where people don't want to defend people going after him for that behavior. Because it could very well lead to him being a pedophile. We don't know that.
It could, but
that's usually what it does.
Especially because you haven't heard all the calls. And so we have heard a lot of the details. And so that's why we're using the words that we're using. I mean, specifically requesting a child to be in the room as a fantasy. That's giving pedophilia, dude. He might not be touching the kid, but he's asking for the kid to be there so that he can be more aroused.
He did touch a kid at one point. He had a child in his lap.
Well, he got the kid in his lap.
He got off with a child in his lap.
Well, then that's different. See, I didn't know that.
He was reading a book while his ex-girlfriend's child, I think the child was 5. And she gave him head and he got off in his lap, dude. The child in his lap.
A book.
So he was reading a book.
I can assure you no one's trying to water anything down. What we've heard is fucking serious and concerning.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you're right because I didn't hear whatever you guys heard. Because I only heard a couple of clips people sent me that I just said, send me the worst thing. And so I didn't even get through all the clips anyhow. So what you just told me, that's different. Yeah.
If you're sitting in a room and you have a child in your lap and you're reading.
Of course he's going to say that that's different because Gypsy wasn't there. Gypsy wasn't involved in that part. So we can condemn that part because it doesn't involve Gypsy Rose, except it does morbid because she still married him. She still moved in with him. She still went and bought baby clothes to plan a child with that man and then proceeded to send photos of Aurora to him. And even worse, says that it's because Lifetime wanted her to. So for a price, she's willing to send photos of her baby to a PDF. And I've never been on board with saying that Gypsy didn't have a baby. I've always felt like Gypsy was pregnant and she had a baby, and that baby is Aurora. My brain has to go to the place of maybe that isn't her child, because I cannot comprehend, my maternal brain cannot comprehend how a mother would send photos of her own baby to a man who's like that. I can't. Sick. So as much as you want to condemn that part, you have to remember it all still leads back to Gypsy and her having those same tendencies. And if she didn't, then why was she okay with getting him off in a classroom full of kids, but acted so repulsed about the situation with the ex-girlfriend and her kid? Again, it's not consistent across the whole fucking story.
And you have a child in your lap and you're reading that child a book and you are also having fellatio performed on you at the same time, that is PDF. Period. Full stop.
Did Gypsy actually send photos of Aurora to the one who was charged for crimes against kids?
Yes.
Have we got evidence of that happening?
I forget where I seen it, but I'm pretty sure she was sending photos to Brian Goldman. And Brian Goldman was her... Sorry, I was doing hair. Brian Goldman was her best friend in prison. Literally her best friend. Like, she was sending him everything. Her was her best friend from 2016 until 2023. Yeah, she was sending him pictures of that baby. In my opinion.
I'm lost for fucking words.
That is PDF. Period. Full stop. Don't care. Disgusting.
Yeah, that's next level for sure. I agree. See, I didn't know those details because I didn't hear those stuff.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think Margaret's kind of in my position, like, doesn't know, exactly what's been said or whatnot. Like yesterday, I was being asked about things I had no clue what people were talking about. I hadn't heard any of it,
But I think that's what we're trying to get at. Is like, you guys are coming up here and saying that you support Gypsy and you're always going to stand by Gypsy and all of this stuff. And like Casey, whenever you were saying that you felt sorry for Ryan, you guys aren't listening to everything. That just makes you guys look bad and like you guys have the egg on your face.
But Casey wasn't saying she felt sorry for
That's
Ryan.
what it sounded. I'm saying that's what it sounded like.
Basically was saying was
I understand that now,
she
but
didn't want
in the
him
moment, and that's
hurting
what.
Casey's words, word for word, I feel bad for him.
Everyone heard, not just me. I woke up, everyone was saying, Casey is over here saying she feels sorry for Ryan. I heard it. It's what it sounded like to me. That's what I'm saying it sounds like. And what I'm trying to say, don't come up here since you guys haven't heard everything. You haven't heard what me or Amelia or other people have heard. So you can't come up here and say that you love and you support and you're defending her because it's just making you guys look stupid. I think at this point that Casey and Morgan have come to terms with they didn't know everything, and now that they've heard more, they don't.
I've just had a thought. Sorry, I need to pause quickly. K-Mac, the next time you want to call out a racist on your live, you probably shouldn't have people up there on panel who have actually actively defended racists. Rituals, I'm talking about you.
Agree with what they were saying before. Right, that's what I'm trying to get. Like, I move on.
And that's okay.
Right, and I'm saying,
I haven't heard all the calls. What I've heard is enough for me. Period. For both. Like, no, thank you. Look.
Yeah, like, I don't care about Ryan Anderson. Like, personally, I don't care about this guy. I never have. Do I want him unaliving himself? No, of course not. But that's what Casey was trying to say because she talked about it privately with us. And
Salty Carolina, did you mean to request?
No, I didn't, actually.
No worries, I'll drop you down.
Love you, Carol.
Thank you.
Have a good
Hey,
day.
love you too, girl.
Bye.
was like, I don't support this guy. I'm not okay with this guy. I'm not cool with what this guy did or said, but I don't want him being pushed to the point where he unalives himself or something, because that can happen. It has happened on social media. That's what Casey was saying.
Okay, again though, and Kai's probably about to say it, one less PDF to worry about. Sorry.
saying I feel sorry for Ryan Anderson.
But I understand
it
that
was
now,
more
but
of
I'm
a
just saying-
human aspect of like, hope people don't go to the point of where dude hurts himself.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up. I'm just saying from what it sounded like to not just me, to other people. But if you guys are coming up here, since you guys are even saying,
Ryan is too fat, too greedy, and too selfish, too much of a self-lover to do anything like that to himself. Sorry. I'm just going off what we see.
you guys are listening to the calls. You guys haven't heard everything. We're telling you things that we've heard. Yeah, I've said I haven't heard one call, but I've heard a lot more. That's all I've listened to the calls. I'm not listening to the call. I have all the calls, okay? I'm listening.
I think it was more their approach because, like, instead of being like, have you heard? Like, did you hear this? Like, everyone was just being attacked for something that.
Hey, bestie.
Hey girl, I was just coming up when you were talking about Ryan quickly. Yeah, he doesn't actually care because he's up on his live taking polls, asking people do they still like him, and then I seen a clip of it a while ago. He had like 67 people saying they do, and there was like 100 and whatever saying they didn't. He was like, then why are you still here?
Amy, I was on Keisha's panel. I kept dropping between Keisha's and Ryan's live. And I dropped from Keisha's to go over to Ryan's just to take part in that panel and let him know that I was one of the people who didn't like him.
I love that.
It was
Yeah.
87 people who said yes, like versus 120, 220 I think it was, who said no. Fuck no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it funny because he actually doesn't care. He's there trying to justify his actions, saying, "Oh, they're not playing the whole call. We're playing the calls as we get them. There's nothing edited."
I think he does care, but not like in the sense that he should. What he cares about is, oh no, I'm not going to be able to sit here and grift anymore and make a
That's what I
living.
mean. Yeah, that's what
Like,
I mean.
I'm actually going to have to get off my fat ass and get a job. And whilst we're at it, somebody go get Pixie, because that poor dog, I seen a picture the other day. She's overweight. She's not been groomed. Like, those dogs need to be groomed.
Mm-hmm.
You should, animal abuse, animal neglect. Somebody fucking rescue Pixie.
Hey now, we can't talk about overweight dogs because Fat Boy's overweight.
Okay. Because he's loved and cared for, Kai.
He is loved and cared for. He was born overweight, okay?
That's different, okay? That's different. Pepper's probably going to be overweight, especially the way I'm giving her treats. But with Ryan, you know it's because he's a fat fuck who doesn't walk further than like 100 steps around the block. Yeah, exactly, Coco. You're getting your dogs groomed. Agreed, Stevie. Let's keep listening for a couple more minutes because Kai's still up there.
That we had no idea the depth of it.
Okay, I get that. But I'm just like, I'm saying like for the future, but I'm just
how Sheena was treated yesterday, Kai. Sheena.
And I already said that. Did you not hear my end of that at the thing?
I'm not. I didn't thank you.
Let's say, did you not hear me at
A
the
lot
end?
of people on that panel. I agree with you, bitch. Listen, I'm just saying, like, Sheena has not heard for months. She can't even hear us in private calls. She has to try to recap.
I like Crystal. I'm friends with Crystal, but I'm going to say this. If it was so bad or you felt like she wasn't educated or she didn't know, then why did nobody ring her and get her off panel and go tell her? Don't just sit there letting her say, like, oh, I'm going to support Gypsy Rose Blanchard regardless. Like, that's why people started getting high rate. Like, what?
A lot of people, like even me, I haven't heard a lot of the calls. I'm sure the more I hear, the more I'm going to get pissed off. And the more I'm going to jump on panels and say some horrible things about people.
I agree. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say for everybody else. Like, I don't want, like, you have Sheena and everybody coming up here and defending. Don't defend things if you haven't heard the calls.
I don't think that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to say that she talked to her friend about the very bare minimum that she heard. But here's her friend, right? I can't judge what she does with her friends. I can say what I think, but I can't judge what she does with her friend. Just like I can't judge what you do with your friends that you think is okay, that I don't agree with and I think is disgusting.
We're misunderstanding what I'm trying to say. I'm talking about for the future, okay? I'm not anything like that. I'm just talking about for the future. Like, you can't come up here and defend because there's going to be people like me who's going to come out here and say, call out hypocrisy. That's what you guys want to do, right? Not just you, Crystal. Don't you know what I mean? The hypocrisy. Like, you can't come up here and defend Gypsy, but you hate you hate clan cakes or you hate somebody like Cooks for what Cooks have said or Skip or something. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Like, you don't come up here and defend her if you're not willing to listen to the calls and base your own judgment off the calls yourself. You're coming up here and defending Gypsy and you don't even, or Gypsy or Ken, because Ken's not innocent either, and you haven't heard the calls of what they're saying. So in the future, don't
I'm curious in this, for all the people who are saying they condemn what Gypsy's done, fuck Gypsy Rose, I don't like Gypsy Rose, I'd like to ask, have you removed yourself as a moderator for her yet then? Or will you still be modding all the chats when she does inevitably come live again?
Defend stuff you haven't heard. If you're not willing to listen, the best is not to defend in this situation. That's all I'm trying to get at.
Kai, I think you're using the wrong word. Nobody's defending her. Okay.
Exactly. Wrong. Those calls were wrong. Period.
Maybe I'm using the wrong word. You're right. Okay, not defending, excusing. Is that
No, I don't think that's the right word either.
I don't know what other word. I don't know what other word to use. I tried.
Can I just say real quick, what's been said across the Gypverse is that all of the FBI not only supports, but excuses the calls.
Right.
And that's not the fucking case. Period.
Exactly.
I mean, excuse the call. I met her behavior and moving forward. Oh my Lord, have mercy.
I'm not talking about you, Kai.
Okay. I'm talking about the chat. Okay.
Okay, I'm talking in general. Listen, Kai, can I give you an example? I hate when you and your friends use the R word. Okay? It makes me want to vomit. I fucking hate it. It's disgusting. I want to do really bad things to all of you when you do it. It's not okay to me. The same way these calls are not okay to me.
Right.
I'm not going on panel to panel saying, all these people are using the R word. It's horrible. Blah.
Right, but this isn't the R word. This is racism and PDF.
But you don't care. That's one thing that doesn't bother you. You don't care about it, right?
Right.
Okay. So you have to think about things in layers, and things bother certain people that don't bother other people. But the R word to me is the same as PDF.
Yep.
It's the same as sexual stuff that's not okay around children. It's the same as racism. It bothers me the same.
But Keisha's right. Gypsy calls. She just. Oh.
But Crystal's not friends with Gypsy.
I know. I'm not saying Crystal's. I know Crystal's not. I know Crystal's feelings. I'm just talking about like you say we make their stomach turn, but their friends do the same thing.
Okay, but do you understand? I'm the mom of 2 special needs kids, so whenever I see anyone use the R word to me, it's like someone stabbed me in the heart. But people don't care about that. People think it's no big deal. It's fine.
I'm just going to say this, like, obviously, culturally, like, different countries and stuff, the R word is used regularly. Louise, if you're in here, I'm sorry, like, you can back it up. Here, it's very commonly used in conversation and lingo, like, you say something, people say something wrong, and then it's like, oh, I'm a fucking R word, you know? And I understand, like, in some places it's different and it's not as widely used.
I'm gonna need more UK slang to say instead of the R word, please.
Okay, I got you.
I know a little bit. You know I know a little bit. I've been using Google to get you. Plonkers.
You fucking plonker. That's a good one. Yeah, you fucking plonker. I don't think you can compare. I don't even think they should be in the same conversation. I'm also a mum to 2 kids on the spectrum. Aiden's got autism, Lola has ADHD. And I don't personally use that word myself. But it's not like the worst thing I've ever heard. Like, I understand it's not a nice word, and because of that I choose not to use it. But I don't have the same physical reaction that Crystal does when I hear people use that word, because I'm quite desensitized to it with where I live. No matter where you are in the fucking world, no matter what country you live in, racism is wrong. PDF behaviour is wrong. They should not even be in the same conversation.
People think it's no big deal. It's fine. The R word is fine. We grew up in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, whatever. It's not okay to me. Just like these calls aren't. Just like the PDF situations are not. Just like the racism is not. I'm not okay with any of it. I'm also not okay with anybody telling anyone to off themselves or unalive themselves or pass away. Period. I know. That's what I'm saying. What?
All right, so a common thing in the UK is take a walk down the M5. That's pretty much the same as when Kai says take a walk in traffic. These are like, things that people throw each other on fucking... When you're trolling each other on Fortnite and shit, like, it's not nice, but also it's not the end of the fucking world. It's not something we should all be stopping traffic for to, like, call outrage, I don't understand why these things are being brought into this conversation.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Crystal, it's like me telling you right now if we were just arguing, I don't mean it just to drop dead.
I know. Listen,
that's not what Tatiana said to Sheena.
Okay, but I know that, Kai, because you and I have talked, right? If you said it to me, I would not take it as seriously as some stranger that I haven't spoke to. But the implication of telling anyone to off themselves is not okay either, right? I'm not saying everything's okay or everything's not okay, but what we're talking about here, the calls, it's all not fucking okay. No. Neither is the R word. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to shut the fuck up.
I agree. Gypsy uses it a lot too, though. That's what I'm saying. Not for you. Not for you. Gypsy saying it. No, I know you're not. I know, my lord.
Listen, I'm not going to go around saying stuff that I don't agree with and then complaining that other people do it. Period.
I don't do that either. I never said I had a problem with people saying it. I'm just saying, you would sit there and say you don't like what my friends and stuff do, but
but have I always told
I have a phone call. I gotta go. I have a phone call.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I've always told Kai and her friends what I don't agree with. They all know.
Kai said, I'm out. I ain't doing this shit.
I was just getting like, how the fuck did we get there? How did we get to that? Somebody please tell me how we ended up on that topic.
I genuinely don't understand myself, Kai.
Dude. Okay, I guess we need to listen to Morbid, and then I'm done. I don't go back.
Okay.
Anyone on this app who says the R word, I don't agree with it. To me, it is equally as disgusting as racism. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. That's my personal belief.
I don't understand the justification. Like, well, Gypsy says it too. Like, we don't agree with Gypsy saying it either. If Gypsy was up here right now, I'd tell her she's a dumb bitch for saying the R word. Like, period. If Gypsy came up here, I would tell her to say a lot of things.
And that's what I was trying to say when I told her, like, saying defended is not the right word. Saying excusing is not the right word. Like, people think we're up here like, oh, it's okay, Gypsy, just don't say it next time.
Not one person.
That's not what we're saying. Nobody said that. But that's what they're implying every time they say defend or excuse. And it's not what happened, not with Sheena, not with Bree, not with nobody. People, that's not what's happening here. Like, it's just so frustrating.
I don't know where they
And when you say, well, Gypsy did it too, that sounds like saying in kindergarten, well, my friend did it first. I mean,
well, Audrey did
bitch,
it too.
that's what you and your friends are doing. We're out here calling Gypsy and Ryan out, and you're going, well, Pancakes did this. What?
That's a problem with that side, the anti-side, and this is what I want to lay an example out, is that they put you on a side of like pro-Gypsy if you're not willing to go along and just do everything they want as far as continue the hate bonding. So when I was on the anti-side, my race was never an issue. It was never really brought up ever. Not in the comment section, nothing like that. Ever since I decided not to be doing that hate thing anymore and calling out their own, as far as creators that were backstabbing and hypocrites, my entire comment section was all...
I'm just going to shut this down right now because I remember very specifically one of the first lives of Brie I ever watched. She had Morbid as a fat Chinese baby wearing a diaper as her background for over 4 hours. Your race was spoken about, just not by this side. It's by the same people that you're sat with right now.
Full of racist hate. Egg roll, this, that. Now, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it, but I'm just going to just call it like it is, okay? So there's a lot of people, and everybody knows those players, okay, out there that have done that. They talked in a certain way to mimic Chinese people. They've did nail salon little AIs. I mean, it's like, like someone doing a cotton field thing and like, hey, to a black person, So it's like people ignore, and I think society in itself, the world, like when they think of racism, it's always black on white or something. And it's like, no, racism is... like, it exists everywhere and with anybody and anyone of color. And so it's almost like
I feel a little uncomfortable with that statement because I understand that prejudice against cultures and races can happen across the board. But racism for black people has got a very long history, a lot to it. I understand, I agree that all races and all cultures experience prejudice and judgment based on where they're from. But to me, when I think about racism, I do generally think about it towards black people. Just because of the history there and, what's happened.
I do that too, Jess. I think of it being more like against... black people, Even though I know that like Asians do get a lot of hate, and some of them they're very, I don't know, it's and I don't want to make a judgment, but it's like they're very passive, and they don't say much. They kind of just go with it, which they shouldn't. They should be as loud as anybody. But I mean, but like pretty much every color, every race gets that. But I'm with you, Jess. I do think of it being about white people against black people. That's where my thoughts go anyway. And I shouldn't be that way, but
because obviously we don't need to go do like a history lesson here. Like I'm sure everybody knows, but just like the origin of the statement of white tears, that obviously stems from a white woman being able to cry grape against a black man, and then an entire town taking that man and having a public mob lynch him in the street just based on one white woman's tears. And I didn't used to know too much, especially like being British. I don't feel like it's something we're ever really taught a great deal about in school. Like you briefly touch on segregation and like key points of history, but not the deep in-depthness of it all. Yeah, I don't know.
right, just like sharing swimming pools with people of color, where they would be killed if they were even near one, not even in the pool, drinking from water fountains. I don't know. She's cooked, and him too, but still, I don't want to hear any kind of outrage from them about racism or anything when this is a side they support. So
I'm not going to sit there and say, people don't, like I said earlier, people do experience, bear with me a second. Give me 2 seconds. All right, sorry, I'm back. D-Dat, did you mean to request? Hey, Gypsy Toe.
Gypsy Toe slept in, man. She was cooking people yesterday.
Well, I think it's quite frustrating that she wasn't really allowed to give her voice and her opinion and was shut down.
Oh, yeah.
Front and centre, but yeah. So
muted.
No worries, D-Dat. We're just listening to Sheena's live from last night, and Morbid's just giving his view on the situation, and he was we'll go back a couple of minutes. Hold on.
Muted, dropped, and yelled at. Like, I requested up twice, but I was denied, so.
What we're talking about here, the calls, it's all not fucking okay.
No.
Neither is the R word. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to shut the fuck up.
I agree. Gypsy uses it a lot too, though. That's what I'm talking about. Not for you. Not for you. But Gypsy saying it. No, I know you're not. I know you, my lord.
Listen, I'm not going to go around saying stuff that I don't agree with and then complaining that other people do it. Period.
I don't do that either. I never said I had a problem with people saying it. I'm just saying. You would sit there and say you don't like what my friends and stuff do, but
but have I always?
Oh, I have a phone call. I gotta go. I have a phone call.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I've always told Kai and her friends what I don't agree with. They all know. Anyone on this app who says the R word, I don't agree with it. To me, it is equally as disgusting as racism. If you don't agree with that, that's fine. That's my personal belief.
I don't understand the justification. Like, well, Gypsy says it too. Like, we don't agree with Gypsy saying it either. If Gypsy was up here right now, I'd tell her she's a dumb bitch for saying the R word. Like, period. If Gypsy came up here, I would tell her to say a lot of things.
And that's what I was trying to say when I told her, like, saying defended is not the right word. Saying excusing is not the right word. Like, people think we're up here like, oh, it's okay, Gypsy, you know, just don't say it next time. Not one person. That's not what we're saying. Nobody said that. But that's what they're implying every time they say defend or excuse. And it's
Just quickly, because I didn't think of this last time. If no one's defending it, then why is this even a conversation? You might be saying with your mouth that it's not okay and you don't agree with it, but your actions are holding panels and trying to argue with everybody who's trying to talk out against it. And that just doesn't make sense.
not what happened, not with Sheena, not with Bree, not with nobody. People, that's not what's happening here. Like, this is so frustrating.
I don't know where they
And
come
when you
up with
say, well, Gypsy did it too, that sounds like saying in kindergarten, well, my friend did it first. I mean,
well, Audrey did it too.
Oh my God. That's a problem with that side, the anti-side, and this is what I want to lay an example out, is that they put you on a side of like pro-Gypsy if you're not willing to go along and just do everything they want as far as continue the hate bonding. So when I was on the anti-side, my race was never an issue. It was never really brought up ever. Not in the comment section, nothing like that. Ever since I decided not to be doing that hate thing anymore and calling out their own, as far as creators that were backstabbing and hypocrites, my entire comment section was all full of racist hate, egg roll, this, that. Now, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it, but I'm just gonna call it like it is, okay? So there's a lot of people, and everybody knows those players, okay, out there that have done that. They talked in a certain way to mimic Chinese people. They've did nail salon little AIs. I mean, it's like, you know, like someone doing a cotton field thing and like, hey, to a black person, you know? So it's like people ignore, and I think society in itself, the world, like when they think of racism, it's always black on white or something. And it's like, no, racism is like, it exists everywhere and with anybody and anyone of color. And so it's almost like when they look at the nail salon thing, they go, oh, don't worry, you didn't.
Okay, so that's where we were up to. When my accent's made fun of and mocked because of where I'm from, I was told by a lot of people on that side that I was doing too much. People were trying to say that I was saying xenophobia is the same as racism. And Gypsy Toe's right. Morbid sat and made fun of Key. Stereotyped her. Again, the messenger's just not right for this. I just think maybe certain people should just sit back and listen to the calls get put out before they start voicing an opinion on sat panels, because
when they look at the nail salon thing, they go, oh, don't worry, you didn't know any better, don't worry. And they're all up in arms now. And so anyhow, my point is that, okay, so having said that, yeah, things I've heard so far with Gypsy Rose, terrible things, absolutely vile, the racist things and all that with Ryan. Now, I haven't heard a whole bunch, but I've pretty much heard enough, you know, so that's wrong. But at that same time, I'm seeing, and I'm not saying that entire community is doing this, but they're using this as an opportunity. I think,
Kai, I'm never going to believe you ever again when you say that. Never. Just know that. If my life got boring, you can just say.
someone said this earlier, because they know that it's such a, like, to the heart sort of, well, like, people are going to really relate to it and get angry about it. Racism and black racism, right? They don't care about any of the others, like Asians, whatever, Hispanic people, who cares? It's just that, because it's just more.
Again, I really don't want to say something stupid or unintelligent, but the history behind racism to black people is very extensive, very deep, very brutal, very
easier for this public to consume and get on board with. So I think right there, you know, it's hypocritical of not everybody on that side. I know a lot of people have good intentions and they're really upset about it, and they have every right to be. I just wanted to note that as someone who has felt that racism, because again, my race wasn't a problem until I stopped being anti, and I'm not even pro, but they want to treat me that way. So for them, so that's all I had to say.
I agree with all of the things that you've had happen to you that regarding Asian, egg roll, yellow skin, all of the horrible things they've said to you are wrong. But also back in the day when you were on that side, you made short bus jokes and you made R-word jokes. So to me, it's the same. It's not okay. None of it is okay.
You're right.
Bird, I'm not sure I believe you. Exactly, John.
Right, about that. And I'm not trying to ask for sympathy. I'm just saying, look at here. That's why I was like, let's point out hypocrisy. I'm not going to complain about it. But if they're going to complain about it, why are they acting like they're better? I know that I said those things and those were wrong, especially hearing your story now, double standard, because I didn't know about, that situation, how strongly you felt about it. But now I understand, like, why you don't like the R word, why you don't like short bus jokes and stuff. Okay. So that's all I'm saying is, like, I'm willing to say, like, all I'm saying is, like, I'm pointing out it's not, like, honestly, they don't even have a right to, not all of them, but I'm saying a lot of them are just using this as a means to an end, I think. I mean,
Okay,
and,
so let me be
and they ignore the rest. Yeah.
Let me be more specific. One time on your live, you had Winebox Poppy, who I know you don't like now, and you had Nicole on the dance floor. They both were having a discussion on your panel, and Nicole made a joke about, I was on a live with someone, and she goes, oh my God, my kids are autistic. Ugh. And then Winebox Poppy said, oh, sorry, I don't care about your R-word kids. And Nicole laughed, and they all joked. Everybody thought it was hilarious. It was my kids she was talking about. My 2 autistic children that I had discussed with her on a live in the last week. No one cared that Nicole did that. It was totally fine. When I got the chance to call her out on a live about it, she panicked. She goes, F you, F your dumb kids, F you forever. And she fucking dropped because she's a coward. No one should be making fun of special needs people, kids or adults, or people of color, of any color. Okay, but back in the day, you did that. Now they're doing it to you. You did it to us. Now you're doing it to them. They don't like it. None of this is okay. That's all I'm saying. Like, you can agree, you can hate me, you can whatever, but none of it is fucking okay, and it never has been.
Well, I don't think he hates you, Crystal. I don't think anybody's hating on you for saying that.
What I'll say is there's only his morals that have switched and changed up depending on which clique he sits with. Because I'm pretty sure people tried to explain to Morbid 2 years ago why saying that was offensive and why it wouldn't be okay and why it upset people. But now all of a sudden he has a magical epiphany as to, oh no, now I get it. Now I understand. The fuck you do? You're
Well, I
just
still
a
have the
yes
recording.
man.
If anybody needs a reminder.
We know you have it, girl. I love you. I think that also what Aubrey, let me read what Aubrey said a second ago. She said, where'd it go? Aubrey, he's making a point on how they turned on him only once he left. Like, he might be making a point of saying that we weren't racist towards him whenever he was against us, but now they're racist towards him whenever he's against, things that they're doing. If I'm, correct me if I'm wrong.
And I'm not trying to make it where I'm like, oh, feel bad for me or anything like that. I'm just pointing out, like,
We should.
their
We should.
hypocrisies.
We should feel bad for you. Anybody
And
making
I'm not denying. And it's coming off as fake. That's all.
But like
Yeah, I'm not talking about
someone
everybody.
making fun of Asian people, the same person that's making fun of it is outraged about something else.
There was only one person that we were friends with at the time that is no longer friends with us who made fun of your dissent, and she's still making fun of your dissent on the other side now that she's not friends with us. We told her that she was wrong and that it should not happen. She didn't care, and now she's still doing it. So,
and some people like to say that her humor is just dark humor. It's straight up racism.
No, but like Case has done it. He referred to egg roll a lot in his earlier live streams, which I've recorded. But again, I'm just trying to point out like how hypocritical they are. Not all of them. Okay, I understand that. But I received a lot of comments full of racist remarks and like that. And that race was never an issue when I was on that side. And that's all I want to point out. And guess what? Somebody sent me a clip of Ryan and Gypsy talking using the N-word. It was a TikTok video from Becca Scoops. And Becca Scoops is like, analyzing it. And she only mentions the N-word, right? But in between, right there with the N-word, it was yellow Chinese. I took a screenshot. I have it. I could put it. No one mentions that because, again, like I said, society only is concerned with black, white. That's racism, right? But racism is all, right? But I noticed that in either Becca Scoops clip, she doesn't point it. No one pointed it out. See, that's I just to allow those things to even slip, even through their prison calls, how they're only focused on black, okay, and only because Andre, right? I think that's a big reason why, because that's a leverage for her, for Mia to hate her Gypsy Rose, okay. So I wanted to point that out as well. I just saw that today. It says yellow Chinese.
Yeah, it all needs to be called out, all of it.
I agree, and I'm sorry that people don't bring more attention to that when it's happening because it's absolutely necessary.
Asian people get very, very, very bad racist stuff happen to them.
They do.
I watched it. I grew up with Koreans, and it's bad.
I think as a culture, Asians, we just learn to just move forward because we're in someone else's country. You know, like my parents when they moved here, we're immigrants, guys. We got to just work hard, study hard, work hard, right? That's like the Asian culture type thing. So we're like, we don't want to cause any loud noise.
I just want to say it like this, and I might be wrong. So if I am, call my ass out. But you've got a black woman, a white woman, and a Chinese woman going for a job. Who do you think the last person to get offered that job is going to be?
And it's me, and stuff like that. I've always
That's how my friend's
despised
mom
that. I wish that Asian culture was more like black culture, where they're very, speak out, so that there could be change more. So, but it's never been that way, but.
Yeah. My best friend's mom, they were Korean. She would tell them, just go, just keep.
Hey, Keish. I don't know if she means to come up. Hello?
Hey.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm up on panel when this is all happening.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to speak. I try to correct what they're saying. You're making really good points. I wish you were there. But yeah, I tried. It was infuriating me that they were, glazing over a lot of the stuff that was being said and kind of making it about themselves. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Or whilst not actually letting anybody up to have an opinion. Like, Gypsy Toe was muted and blocked in K-Max live.
Yeah, she got muted in that live.
Yeah. And then, I think it was K-Max, she said, I want to hear from the people in the community who are black, who have been affected by these calls. And instantly Sam put in the chat, I can come up. And I was in the bath at the time, so I did put my phone down just after that. But I didn't see anybody respond to him in the chat. He must have requested because he did end up on panel. But to me, they were more interested in listening to Dreamer and everything she was saying in that moment. And then the way Michelle was treated when she came up. No, I don't think Ray is a racist. But Michelle couldn't even get beyond 2 words to sort of get a point out. And I could understand where she was trying to get to with it. But because she was angry and upset, she kept getting dropped and muted, and she's got a right to be angry and upset in this situation. Let her have a moment. You're saying you want to hear from people how they feel in this community. Well, guess what? Not everyone's going to want to come up and say, well done for calling her out now. Some people are going to be really pissed off. But you're going to have to hear them out. We'll listen to a bit more because I want to hear Keish.
Tell them, just go, just keep.
Let's see what.
But I didn't mean to make it about that. I was just trying to make a point, guys. And
It's okay. I think everybody's point was made, and it was a good conversation to have. I think it's good. We can move forward now.
All racism is wrong, period.
yes, and Hispanics also get a short end of the stick as well.
Shit, you ain't lying.
And Indians and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But also,
Buckeyes.
Yeah, Buckeyes.
Also the R word too. Now that it's Crystal, right? Mentioned it.
Yes,
So
Crystal.
Yes.
I think more conversations should be had instead of the pointing fingers and you're a racist or you're a sympathizer or this and that and the third. I just wish that more conversations would be had.
Does Cooks have anything to say if she's in here?
Is she? What the fuck?
Hey, I just really quickly, Morbid, I don't know what you've all listened to, but there are calls where Ryan is clearly fixated on doing sexual acts in front of children. There's multiple calls where he has his nephew in the same room while he's having a sexual conversation with Gypsy on the phone, and you could hear Noah in the background going, what do those sounds mean? And that he was asking questions about their conversations, and they just laughed it off and continued. It was pretty sick. And then there's also a phone call.
I'm gonna take your word on that because I don't want to listen to that.
You don't have to.
I don't want to listen. I don't want to listen to it. I'll take your word on it.
I'll send you everything. I got everything. If you need anything, you don't. Yeah.
I take your word.
There's also a phone call. No, I know. I just wanted to circle back to the conversation earlier.
Hold on, my son's about to come in.
No, I just wanted to circle back to the conversation earlier because I do believe that
Oh, no, he
Ryan
isn't.
enjoys getting off in front of children. Like, nothing is going to convince me otherwise after listening to these calls. He also is in a classroom and he admits to ejaculating in the classroom. And I think there's a lot of other, like, I think there's going to be more coming out, and it's just becoming a pattern at this point.
Yeah.
And he also the point is that people really weren't using the word pedo lightly.
Yeah.
He may not have any charges against him, but it is very. I think of him in the classroom
I
needs to be
did not
reported
mean
to that
to
school.
do that. Sorry,
And
guys.
it hasn't been that long ago. I don't know.
Children are not safe around him.
What's the statute of limitations? Surely it's more than 3 years of someone doing sexual acts in the classroom. Even if the kids weren't in the classroom, it was still on school property, and he could be charged with that. I think that I don't know what school.
ChatGPT says that if she knew that he was in a classroom with children in it, then so could she. So be careful what you wish for.
It was, but I'm sure somebody does, and I hope someone's already reported it.
And if you're just going to play the calls and not actually report it, then shut the fuck up.
Someone says they think that it was reported to authorities.
They have been. They have been.
That's great.
There's numerous people that have reported it's posted online.
I don't think
also, I just want
calls need to be played. You can describe what happened in the calls and say it without actually playing it and traumatizing people that may have had that experience as a child.
Yeah, let the cops listen to it.
Yeah. There's also calls where.
Do you guys know what year that was? So that you guys.
Well,
Yeah,
he was in prison, but they were already married, so
They have
timestamps 4 years ago.
They have timestamps of the calls and the dates to prove that it was during school hours.
Oh, wow.
And for the most part, anytime those calls have been played, any person I've listened to play, especially that call, has given multiple trigger warnings, multiple opportunities to people to leave, put headphones on, etc. People have been warned that they are about to hear very sensitive material. So I don't agree with that part where she's saying, like, you shouldn't be traumatizing people, just tell them what was said. Well, when you just tell people what was said, like Sheena said, they don't believe you. We could tell them the sky was falling down and they wouldn't believe us, right?
School hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I thought there was something about him telling the kids to put their headphones on.
That's a different call. But I listened to that call in full. There was actually no sexual talk in that call, but he does tell the kids. He tells the kids a couple of times during the calls to put their headphones on.
No children
The problem is,
safe around him, period.
I've heard people saying there were sexual things in the headphone call. So maybe people
Yeah, I
need to
heard that
stop
too.
misreporting on the information and just be truthful about it. None of it's okay. Children should be protected, period, at all times, period. Full stop.
One last thing is Gypsy was on a sugar daddy website, and she was on the phone with Brian, her friend, who got arrested for child molest, by the way. And she was telling him on one call, like, to put a picture that was 6 years old, and Brian's like, oh, you're going to attract PDFs. And she's like, that's fine.
I've got a couple of people requesting up. Are you all meaning to request? Cooks, DJ Jeanette, Dida, and Little Mama. I'm going to let you up, but if you don't mean to request, let me know. Okay. It's not letting me get Cooks. Okay. Hey, Cooks.
I noticed that apparently Morbid has gone into this little shtick of calling me racist a lot on his lives, and apparently they're all going along with this. Where have I ever been racist in this community?
I have.
I'm a Latina woman.
I thought they were calling you that because of what Susan said on your panel with the song, and then having Mimi up on your panel. I never heard them say anything you have said or done.
Exactly.
I thought
Yeah.
it was because who was on panel, and like when Susan was singing that song, no one stopped her, you know?
I wasn't in the live. I don't think I was in the live.
That
when
was your
Susan-
live, wasn't
No,
it?
she wasn't in my live when she sang that song. I don't think it was in my live. I don't remember that. She might have. Listen, she might have. But
Yeah, I think it was your live.
yeah, but I telling you right now, the shit with Mimi, I was not happy. And I had told Susan I didn't want Mimi up on my panels anymore. And Susan kept bringing her up. I was not happy about that at all. When Mimi made those AIs of him in North Korea, none of that shit was funny. I thought it was ridiculous. I don't know where this is all coming from, that all of a sudden I'm racist. Listen, I could tell you stories of what I went through growing up with racism. I grew up in a very, very white area, very racist area in Staten Island. You can even Google the racism on that island. But no, Susan said a lot of shit that was bad and hid behind cooks. Yeah, well, listen.
Somebody said, Priscilla said, it's because you share a panel with Boston, and she's made racist AIs and songs. And I share panels with Boston as well. So, what racist AIs and songs has Boston made? If you can let me know.
He used to be very racist back in the day.
Boston did.
Yes. And she owned it.
Well, disappointing to hear, but I guess, Okay. Well, I didn't see any of that. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, she would say really fucked up shit. She would send super chats and Morbid's panel or lives, being like, "Yeah, I'm racist" and stuff like that.
Boston, that's not cool.
Yeah, but she has been better.
Okay, is she doing any of that stuff now?
No,
Boston is here now. I swear.
She's not doing none of that. I actually talked to her before she came up on my panel for the first time, and we had a good conversation about it. And she's never exhibited that behavior with me ever since then. And she's been super respectful.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
About that topic. I mean, obviously she has a mouth, but not like that.
Well, pick on MC Hart's content, Boston. Just nothing racial. Priscilla, did Gypsy come out and own that stuff? Because this was all done in private. It wasn't done on a panel where people could call her out for it there and then. It was all done behind the scenes and on private phone calls, which, most of us would say that's where people would express their true beliefs and opinions when they think nobody else is listening or nobody else is going to hear it. When Gypsy was speaking to her friends and these calls started coming out, did she call Brie or Sheena or Ray or any of those girls and say, hey, listen, I said some really fucked up shit when I was in prison and a lot of it was racist. That's probably going to come out. And I need to let you know, I'm not that person anymore. Here's what I've done to educate myself and change. And this is why my opinions are different. She did none of that. Sheena still to this point doesn't have half a clue of the stuff Gypsy said. That's not accountability. And that isn't change. That's getting caught with your hands in the fucking cookie jar.
Mm-hmm. And she was racist towards Nina.
Yep.
So I don't think she's changed one damn bit. She just, like I said, she conforms to whoever she's speaking to at the moment.
If I knew I'd been so horrible about my sister's fiance or partner based on their race, and I'd changed my opinions and my beliefs, I'd feel awful about myself. And even if they didn't know what I'd done or said, I'd feel like I'd owe something to them for the rest of my life because I'd know that I'd have been a shit person to them. So where's any of that? Like, we've seen her with Mia, and I'm not saying we should see everything she ever does, don't get me wrong, but where's any effort with Andre been since she's come out of prison? And now hearing these calls, is that why we've never seen her make any conscious effort with Andre? And Gypsy Toe's right, the stuff with Nina feels very different now, hearing those calls. Boston doesn't think Morbid is a human. I think that's ridiculous. Priscilla, I'm going to block you, and if you want to come back on your main account, go ahead. Because I don't think there's anything to be gained here. This is a conversation about Gypsy.
People last night were saying that Priscilla's Gypsy because she's causing so many problems in all her chats.
Oh, damn. You can definitely get blocked. Pointing a finger at a racist or someone's previous racist behaviour does not change the current topic of discussion, which is your friend being racist.
I don't think Morbid is not, I don't agree with Boston with that. I think he's a complete and total asshole, but I don't think he's subhuman. He's just a fucking asshole, but that's just my opinion on him.
I think he's said some very shitty things over the years that make it hard to humanize somebody like that, especially when it's just a mask on a screen. All we ever see is a skull and hear a voice. It's hard to empathize with somebody.
Thank you, Pamela.
In that situation.
Do you guys remember when Morbid was on our side or whatever, how bad he wanted to get a hold of Audrey or Mia's boyfriend to tell him that Gypsy's family is racist?
Oh, shit.
You remember that?
I don't.
Yep, he was trying hard to get a hold of.
I remember, Jan.
Yep, Audrey's so she can contact him and tell him to watch out for Gypsy's racist family. Yep. Oh. We need to find that shit and play it.
Well, he's probably scrubbed all those controversies.
Yeah, no. And here's my feeling. I don't think that Boston saying that he's not human, I don't think that's a racist thing. And she doesn't mean that in a racist way, in my opinion. I think she's saying it because she thinks he's an asshole. She doesn't,
I agree.
I don't humanize him.
I don't think it's racist. And if you do mean it like that, then obviously that's a different conversation. Yeah. But to me, when I hear that, I take it as somebody who's lacking empathy.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the basic human.
Not always, Lindsay. Some of it could be wrong. There's a lot I don't remember. I remember that.
You do have a good memory, Jan. Can always count on you to clock something.
I just got to learn how to get proof of it. Because I don't usually screenshot people or I don't know how to screen record, so.
I know, I never think about doing it, so it's I never think about screenshotting or screen recording.
Me neither.
I literally just come to hang out and try to have a good time. I don't think
exactly. You're not planning on getting information so you can use on them later.
Yep. She's always hated him. She's consistent.
We'll listen to the rest whilst Keisha's up there, and I don't know if Keisha wants to go live, if planning on going live at some point. But I'm probably going to call it quits once Keisha's done.
Yeah, it's not much longer.
Okay.
Attract PDFs, and she's like, that's fine as long as they send me money. But then another phone call, she's like, hey, just so you know, I don't want any black men contacting me.
Oh, she also said she'd rather date a pedophile than a black man.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Dilla, God damn, I can't fucking believe
that is wrong and disgusting. No one's excusing that.
I don't know if Morbid knew that or not, so I was just
we don't know anything.
Oh my God.
I didn't know that stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I heard it in passing, but not to those details that you just.
I have another phone call that they are mocking Chinese people. If you want, I can send you that one. If you want to address it, she was talking about how she was going to have a Chinese baby and how the size of the PB will be.
Look, if people in the chat are being triggered, this is the wrong live for you because this is a live where these things are being addressed. So if you're triggered, I apologize. Scroll out.
Yeah,
it's discussed. We're not going to not discuss these things ever because people are triggered by it.
I mean, this has to be
the only person that can shut this down at this point is Sheena. If Sheena wants to shut her live down, she can do it. But we're not going to stop talking about things because other people are triggered. If you know what the topic of the live is and you don't like it, you can scroll out.
Yeah, she said that if she has a baby that's Chinese, the baby will have a small PB.
Not that I agree that some people don't hear to listen to the calls, but some of the stuff that's come out does need to be talked about because it's bad.
I think the most disturbing or concerning part of it is that it was said basically behind closed doors, because I don't think at the time they would figure that people would get access to FOIAs and the prison phone calls. So that the fact that it happened kind of behind closed doors is much more concerning than if it was shouted out on a TikTok live or something. You know, that's just my opinion on that, because it goes to show it's more deeply rooted, the hate, when it's done behind closed doors, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they said that they weren't going to allow. They're not going to swim with black people in a pool. I think I heard you say that you heard the call where she's saying that the N girls were so loud in the prison. She said it a couple times.
Yes, I heard that one.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's coming out.
I'm sorry, I just got back. I was trying to follow, which wasn't too easy, but I do want to say this to you, Morbid. Even at probably, I don't want to say the height, but even during one of the times that you were poking fun at Bree and all that, there was someone, and if you know, you know, who was going to make a post with you in a panda kitchen costume with a tray of their girls and shit, and Bree shut that down. Bree was like, not having it. It's not going to happen. So I do know that Bree stood up for you. I just want you to know.
Yeah, she's a real humanitarian. Oh my God, please.
It's all right, because the photo of Morbid as a Asian baby wearing a diaper was absolutely fine for Bree to have as her background for hours on end. That wasn't too far.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Weird.
And
a lot of people on this side have been very.
Sorry, Cox.
I'm sorry. They also followed an account that had Nina looking like a monkey. They all claim, well, we don't know who did that, but you all followed it. They were all part of that account. So, nah, I don't want to hear from Bree, from Sheena, from none of them, because if they could sit there and excuse this girl and still be friends with her after this, then I have zero respect for them. I'm done. I don't.
Well, Sheena's here. You can say hi, Sheena.
Yeah, I don't need to say hi to her.
Not you.
If Sheena's here, can she be blocked, please? I don't see any point in talking to the pro side any further.
I'm not
If
your
there
mod.
is
I
any-
think.
Oh my God, let me fix that. If there is any pros that you see, please block them. Let me
Okay,
know.
Yeah,
just making sure because I
GRB.
won't get in trouble.
I got her, Jess.
Okay.
Um,
Jan, can you type something in the comments so I can get to you quickly to make you a mod, please?
I know that I saw Gypsy also reposting and liking a lot of racist shit against Nina. So, yeah, I don't think she's changed one bit. She's
Like
just
calling
sorry
a
she
spade
got
a
caught.
spade. Yeah, like calling a spade, that's actually in the South. That means something bad. Like, oh God.
Yeah, that does mean something in the South. You're right.
See, I didn't know that that was the case, and that's something that I've used in my own language. So hearing that that does mean something bad, I will like go and educate myself on that and not use it further. And there was another, you know, Gypsy said on the call, I think she said, Ryan, she said the N-word multiple times, and Ryan was like, baby. And then she was like, all right, then porch monkey, is that better? And I was like, wait, what does that mean? I've never heard that before in my life. So I had to go and, again, Google, what is that term? What does it mean? And, like, I just couldn't believe it. I could
So
not
many
believe
things,
it.
Jess. Like,
Links back to
so many.
slavery.
Yes. So
And
many
making
things.
Michelle Bolden into a man, that's a
Yes.
racist trope as well. So
She had
Margaret isn't
Michelle Bowman look like a man on her profile picture.
Well, she shouldn't be embracing that,
But
because
she's
that's a
not racist.
racist trope.
The
She
thing
is
is,
looking like a
right,
man.
it's fine to be uneducated, okay? That's not lack of a personality trait. Everybody can be uneducated, but it's hearing something, taking it as you're being told it is, being told this is offensive, this is racist to my culture, taking that and going, oh my God, I didn't know, I'm so sorry, I'll educate myself and I won't do that again. But none of these people do that. They want to sit and yell at people and go, that's not racist, that's not how that was meant. Okay, might not have been how it meant because you may not know that it's racist, but you're being told that it is. So go fucking educate yourself and stop it. But none of them want to do that. They want to sit here and go, oh, well, Pancake said the N-word. I'm fucking tired of hearing what Pancake said. We know. Right, let's keep listening a few more minutes.
You guys would stand up for me, even with people doing it still to this day. You know, you guys would stand with the egg roll thing. You guys would speak out, even though I wouldn't ask you or anything. You guys just did it on your own. So, like, I appreciate that. So, but, you know, yeah, I just want to say that.
I want to say something to Kel Bell and Sarah 1989 in the comments. This shit's really fucking serious and it's the truth. And even if you support Gypsy, you're sounding real ignorant by denying that these things happened. So how about y'all shut the fuck up?
Yeah, because Keish isn't lying.
Yeah, no, like, goddamn. Even her fucking even her best friends that know her in real life are acknowledging that this shit's fucking real. So stop being little dumb bitches in the comments.
And if you really want to hear it for yourself, my DMs are open. I'll be more.
Wait, is Kel Bell the one she's always making TikToks with?
Yes.
I have a file, so.
All right, well, fuck you, Sarah. You can be.
Ew.
No.
Cowbell and SMB are the ones that torment. Well, they used to bother Bev a lot.
Cowbell does not make TikToks with Gypsy. That's Kel Riley.
Kel Riley, right? But I'm talking about Cowbell and SMB used to go after. They used to go after Bev a lot in the comments, and they troll like crazy in the name of Gypsy Rose. That's
I've had interactions with SMB. I had quite the interaction with her, but I've not had the displeasure of meeting the other one yet.
Yeah.
Again, just to say, if anybody does come in, if they've got like 0 followers or it looks like a troll account, just block them. If they want to listen to what we've got to say, they can watch it on the replay.
Sarah, you can be fucking muted then.
Sarah, she can send them to you.
I'm not trying to fucking argue with dumb people.
How did she not hear him? Everybody's been playing it all month, dude.
That's willful. That's definitely willful ignorance. Willful ignorance down there. Fuck. Who is that even?
Who is that? Oh, Jinx. I don't know who she is.
We worship gypsies and we care about their opinions. Or worshiping Keish. Like, Keish is not up here lying. Don't you think if Keish was up here lying, I'd be calling her out and interrupting her for it? Fuck.
I just want to say as well, if I don't know you or the mods don't know you, don't be offended if we don't let you up. But I have to protect the live. And if I don't know you, I'm not real comfortable during this conversation letting people
I don't think that,
we don't know who
I don't
you
think
are.
that person was meant to be let up, so I disconnected. I'm sorry if I was wrong for doing that, but
Yeah, Keish, yesterday, let me make this plain. I didn't think that you were lying to me. No, but what I was trying to say to you is, I haven't heard these things. I want to hear them for myself before I can comment on them, just because you tell me these things. Because I know that
you literally said that you would not, if somebody on this side told you your car was on fire, you'd have to go check. But if one of your close friends like Jeanette or Brie or any of them said your car was on fire, you'd believe it and go grab a fire extinguisher. So if you're not calling her a liar, what is it?
grapevine, and I know how shit gets twisted. I know how shit gets cherry picked. And if you want, not you, anybody on that panel wanted me to comment, I need to at least hear what I'm commenting on. And I kept saying I'm very uncomfortable with this because, people are asking me, how do you feel about this? How do you feel? And I didn't know what.
Oh my God, I'm sorry to pause again. That's the fucking point. You shouldn't have been on a panel talking about it at all. And if you had to go up on the panel, you don't sit there and go, I'm going to defend Gypsy Rose no matter what. I love Gypsy Rose and I always will. You say, shit, maybe I've missed a chapter. I honestly can't respond right now, but I promise you I'll go look into this. I'm not even going to listen to the calls. I support her anyway. What?
How they were even talking about.
Well,
so it's not that I'm calling you a liar, but I have my core group of friends that I trust implicitly, and if they tell me something, I believe it immediately. So it's not that I thought you or anybody was lying, but if you're wanting to comment, I want to hear those things for myself.
I didn't get that at all. Actually, I listened to the replay, and I thought the conversation between you and I went fine, honestly. Like, I thought you were listening, and you were generally shocked with what I was saying. I thought that was a good conversation. Obviously, it got muddied at the end, but, my DMs are always open, Sheena. If you ever have a question or want to know anything, you can contact me.
I don't think you and I have ever had a problem having a conversation. Some of the people on panel weren't really interested in what they just wanted to put me on the spot and wanted me to crucify my friend publicly. And I knew that's what it was about.
Yeah, Rogie hung out with us for like 8 hours yesterday.
Yeah, and that was dumb too.
Yeah, but I think that was, that's a really long live. I don't think anyone's going to listen to it, but there are some good questions. And I think he handled it really well, minus some parts with Autumn, but.
Well, Well, I mean, Rogie gets paid well by the Bayou Cajun Mafia. So he better answer well and earn that paycheck.
All right,
Love you, Roger.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
Keith, don't make me take up for you again, damn it.
Oh my god.
Okay. Never. You guys have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Who's saying good night, Keish? Good night, Keish.
I think with that
You know,
situation,
a
like, I
lot of
just
people
wish
that want Sheena to have outrage, you know, she might not get the same outrage from Sheena that you're going to get from me, but look at Sheena's allowing us to talk about these things on her panel, and I appreciate it because Sheena's not ignorant to the seriousness of the situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said.
That's
Well, let me
up
give you
for
an example.
debate, and I'm going to end it there because what the fuck.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. That is debatable. Okay, because come on, please.
Oh my god. Right, guys, thank you so much for coming and listening with me. Love
Thank
you. Are
you,
you going live,
Jess.
Keish?
No, Cooksy, you gonna go live?
No, actually, I got to take my granddaughter shopping for her dorm. And
Are we all
if
going to
anybody
Starbucks?
knows of anything unusual that somebody could use in a dorm, please DM me.
I bought my cousin a bathroom organizer for like soap and shampoo carrier, because
Yeah, I have that. Remember you said it to me last night. The
I did not.
Cook,
Somebody said it to me last night on Hades Live. We were talking. Oh no, you were gone by then.
Yeah, I fell asleep early.
You fell asleep, yeah. But yeah, the bathroom organizer thing, yes, I have that.
Yeah.
Mini fridge her roommate is bringing. Like guys, if you think of anything like unusual that you didn't realize your kid or grandkid needed in their dorm, just DM me. I would appreciate it.
Soup maker, like a big pot that they can make soup in, or a broth,
Yes,
or
like an
stew.
Instapot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too, a little Instapot.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, great. Anyway, thank you, Jess. I really, really appreciate your kindness and your logic, the way you speak so logically and straightforward. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too, sweetie.
Bye. Thank you, everyone who's gifted the panel and gifted me like the live. Appreciate seeing you all today. And fuck the FBI, fuck Gypsy Rose, and fuck Ryan Anderson.